We are here. We are doing it. Joy, thank you so much for the super chat right off the bat. Joy is mine. And another super chat right off the bat. Thank you. Thank you so much. We made it. We made it to Thursday. I made it to the show. My monitor was giving me issues, but we've got it. Howdy from Texas Jats. Texas Jats. Oh, I got a couple emails yesterday. Hi, Maggie. How's it going? Got a couple emails from people wanting some of my crack powder, as my son calls it, the Trim Fit powder. So I'll be getting those out. Fun stuff. I could use about three of them today, but I don't dare. You know how it doesn't matter how many cups of coffee you have or how much caffeine you have, how much of the energy drink you have, you're just still going to feel, how you're going to feel that day. That's it. And if I keep doing caffeine, then I won't be able to sleep. So then it'll be worse tomorrow. So I'll just deal with it. We'll just deal with it. And anybody keeping up on the news that's just flying at us over and over and over again. Um, I wish I knew how to make the comments just a little bit smaller when we need to. Anyway, we, the news is flying at us. Tell me what you have seen on social media or what you've seen on in the headlines today, or what you've read, because we have a lot to talk about. I want to get X up here so that I can make sure, or even Instagram to make sure that I have all my notifications so that when Candace announces, we are ready to go with that. Okay, they're on. They're on. So, if you guys get it before me, I don't know. I feel like you guys get notifications before me. My Nemesis TDS cable fiber, whatever it is, they're not as great. It's better than Spectrum, which is our internet and cable around here, which I don't have cable. I like to have the very basic package because I am hardly on the television. I'm online all the time. I mean, you guys, that's what you pay me to do. You pay me with your time and with your sweet super chats. So you pay me to, be able to look at that stuff and tell you about it. Hello, Stefan. Yeah, I don't know if you follow 5149 James Lee, but he did a great 20-minute video. Was that an update on all the news happenings? It's wild. Okay. So I'm like, it's another one of those days where we say, um, Candace is having a feud. I should probably go in order of my notes because whenever I get off my notes, then it goes and then, I don't even know what I'm doing. Hey, Fearless! Love his work. Thank you for the recommendation. I will check it out. Maggie, they were saying Kristi Noem got fired, but she's actually getting a promotion. So she's fired and they're putting her somewhere else, I'm assuming, just to keep her happy. That's what they do. They take them out of one position, put them in another position. We'll see. I don't know if, what is the position she's being put into? And is it a promotion or is it just to move her around? So whoever Donald Trump chose, apparently, according to Aaron Parnas, he's another thug, what do we call it? I would say thug. He's another thug type who doesn't mind breaking the law. So that doesn't surprise me if that's true. So, hello, Jeff. Nice to see you in the chat. Gnome's out. Gnome is out. Did you guys see what she was saying about the plane and the bedroom and all of that? I don't know. It's a It's yeah, they're pacifying her. That's what they do. They don't want her, you know, I had predicted back when Trump came into power with his first presidency, and I said, well, that's actually kind of good, because when people start getting mad at him, then everybody's going to start talking, and like we're going to know and see a lot of things. I mean, that didn't happen really as much as I thought it would the first time, but I think, it could happen now. Fearless. I was curious this morning what was with the statement of, if Tucker doesn't stop, he will have blood on his hands. Who will be taken out? Yeah. Like, I feel silly asking, but yeah. Who said that? I didn't see that part. Yes, please make sure you hit the like button, thumbs up, all of that stuff so that the algorithm knows that I'm here. Hit the heart. Especially with this Candace, this part of her Bride of Chucky, I found, oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I found they're throttling it back a bit. And of course, they're throttling back any political stuff. But the other day, during our live, I had a certain amount of thumbs up, and I heard it had a certain amount of views, and I literally watched them go backwards. The likes went down and the views went down. It was, and I thought, am I imagining it? Did I imagine numbers that weren't there? But then later on, my husband says, "Hey, he was out of town, and so he was watching. He said, I saw you had a certain amount of views, and then I went back on, and it's gone backwards." And it's true. It happened. I don't know how they do it, why they do it, but I lost my likes and I lost views here on YouTube, and it's interesting. And on Instagram, if you're on Instagram, when you hit the like button, the heart, on certain posts, it'll like it. It looks like you did, but then the like will come off. So you have to sit on it for a minute, make sure that it stays, because it's not staying. Just for your information, I've been staying on posts that I think that's going to happen too, and I've seen it happen. It's been happening. Anyway, let's see. Also, Stefan says, Burns talking about the earthquakes and volcanic activity going on all over the earth. Yeah, he was talking about Israel's ultimate goals with war. Okay, yes, and in that it's a full-on religious. I watched more of Tucker's stuff today. Welcome in, everybody. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the heart next to the chat, please. Thank you very much. So and Tucker going into more detail about how and why this is a religious war, and I'm convinced of it, 100%. 100%. Greetings. Hi, keep focusing. I think they're trying to blame Tucker for blanket anti-Semitism. Fearless. Yeah. I mean, they'll blame everyone but themselves for the mess that they're making, and it just keeps getting worse. And I keep thinking, how much worse can it get? And it just keeps getting worse. Special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. They just created this position. It sounds, yeah, just especially for her. And I guess she won't be flying on that fancy new jet she bought. Fearless. Bill Ackman said that about Tucker Carlson. Okay. Um, yeah, it's all right. Let's get to it. I was going off. I in my head, in my mouth, I was just letting it run. I gotta, reel it in a little bit when we get on here, because I can't just say everything that I think, but I think an awful lot. Regarding the discussion about Erika Kirk, I wanted to tell you guys yesterday, I had a 2-hour conversation with Lisa Noel, who did the interview with Sasha Riley and George Tonks, which implicates Les Wexner, which ties to Epstein, and Epstein ties to, a bunch of other people, including Trump and Jim Jordan. And I got a nice little bit of information. So that's going to require me to do some digging, because I've dug already through the Epstein files. But according to Lisa, their TPUSA has ties to Epstein. I mean, I don't doubt it. and that's what I went looking for and digging for, and I didn't find anything. So it looks like I'm going to have to dig harder, deeper, because allegedly there are ties, and it could be through the trafficking and all that. Of course, she's also a journalist. She doesn't want to give away her, too much and give away all her stuff. But that is a word that I got from her. The other thing I had asked is how they're doing. How is Sasha Riley? How's George Tonks with all this coming out? They've had a tremendous amount of support from the community. There's always going to be haters, but really mostly it's been support, which is encouraging. And they're doing well and adjusting, and it's safe and in another country, because you can't trust ours right now. I don't know what country you can trust right now, but definitely it's not ours. And the war, I was saying on one of my posts, this war, the what's happening, we're going to see war on our front doorsteps, and it's not too far off. Jamie, hello. Jamie, same thing. I was just saying that. I can't believe I just turned you on. Mark, hello, Mark. Welcome back in. Please hit the thumbs up and the like every 5 minutes. YouTube took away hours of viewing. They took away viewers. They took away likes. I sat there and watched it go backwards. It's crazy. I didn't even know that. I'm fairly new to this, but I just didn't know it was like that. Stefan, yeah, I can see that. I get that now, like because of the statement between people, like Australia's Bondi were tied to that attack. Um, you guys are in it. You guys are in it and know a lot. And I love that. And I have to keep up. So thank you, Mark, for hitting the like button every 5 minutes. I love that. That's great. Let's see what you all are saying here. If you guys are saying anything that let's see. I went down the rabbit hole today with Tyler Boyer and his connections due to his fraud, which came up with Delaware, Jeff Webb, and Romania. Yeah, this may be through contractors. Mark, at this point, it's more like Epstein has ties to you. TP. Yeah, right? No doubt. Let me see what else you guys are saying. I think like with Bungie and Candace, they say things will cause violence, and they instigate and even commit the act of violence, and then are like, see, it's their fault. Yeah. Yeah, always. They're always doing that. Let me get the comment off there. Let's go. Okay. So did you guys see that Candace is feuding? Okay, wait. Let me stay with my notes, because if I go off track, I'm gonna just completely lose it. The U.S. is nearly out of ammunition and munitions for the type of strikes they're doing with Iran right now. So they'll have to, from what I read and what I heard, is they'll have to move to mid-level munitions, which includes some nuclear stuff. So of course, Trump is saying they can go forever war. Of course, we don't want that, but um, he's saying he's feeling bold. I have to stay calm because I get really mad. Who did you guys see that he signed the bill to legalize transgender operations as long as parents agree? So that was something I saw right before we came on. And he was a person who was saying, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that to minors. We're not going to let minors have sex change operations at all. And now he's like, well, if the parents agree, if the parents say it's okay, we're going to be okay with it. Gosh. He lied. I'm going to say it. He lied to everyone. He lied to everyone about his intentions, about his goals, about his aspirations, and he continues. And I think he is a sadistic, sick, and twisted man. There, I said it. I know some people like Trump. People voted for Trump. As I said before, I don't trust him, never have. I think he's a pile of poop. If I wasn't online, and if I didn't know, if I knew that YouTube wouldn't, penalize me for saying the things that I could say when I'm in private, I would let it all fly. Marjorie Taylor Greene's posting about the bill being signed, Trump saying, yeah, he's making a big deal of, yeah, we'll never let hospitals and schools dictate this, but parents can, and I'm okay with that. So he's a sadistic person, and I believe every word that Sasha Riley said about him. Please let me know. I don't think I ever asked. Oh, I think I've asked. I don't know if you answered. Did you listen to the Sasha Riley tapes? Because he talks about Trump and Jim Jordan, and then George Tonks links Les Wexner to all of it. But I believe that Trump is a twisted, sadistic person. What is this I saw? Let me see. You guys are going fast for me. Okay. With Secretary of State paperwork with TPUSA and signature with amounts, the largest being $320-something thousand for support for Andy Gibbs under TPUSA Point Pack Inc. Oh, yeah, in Quimby looked into Tim Tebow's nonprofit, and it looks, kind of like the same thing. Is it doesn't look like they're doing a lot except for making money. Although Tim Tebow isn't taking a salary, it looks like. I mean, that's good. He is a sad soul. Hi, Pain it, sir. Huh. Am I saying that right? I'll just say, hey, paint it. Cirque. I like Cirque. Uh, Ian Carroll said some reports show U.S. is bombing Iran's dummy planes. Supposedly planes are just paintings. I saw that. I saw something about that. I wonder if that's true. Stefan says, I think TPUSA and specifically Erika also connects through Lynn de Rothschild through the New York real estate company Erika worked at under name only. They do a lot of stuff under name only. Quimby, yes, I have listened carefully to Sasha Riley and horrified. I want to see them in the international crime courts. Yes, and Lisa Noel is working with the UN. She's working a lot of different cases. She will have some new interviews coming out, and she'll be here to talk about that with us in the coming weeks. We're looking at she discussed possibly here near the end of March, but it could be early April. It was really hard. I'd been working for weeks trying to schedule and get some time with her. So I loved that she took a good two hours to talk to me yesterday, and we'll go over that more. More. Tim Tebow is making money from this. Yeah, he's not taking a salary, but definitely making money. Mark says, heard snippets of the Sasha interview. Horrific. I felt ashamed at even hearing it all. Yeah. It's terrible, and I believe every single word. And and just watching Donald Trump and his State of the Union address and all of that, he enjoys when he was talking about Anya about her daughter, the way he was saying it, I was like, he enjoys that. Like he's probably watched that video over and over again. So anyway, did you guys see the one with the Marine getting his arm broken? Did you see that? We were having dinner last night. As you all know, my son came on here and said, Mom, we're hungry. Can you come help us have dinner already? Um, Anyways, at the end of dinner, oh my gosh, we did karaoke after dinner too. It was a lot of fun. I needed that. But anyway, so we saw that video and you could hear his arm crack. Have you seen that? That's crazy. I'm like, well, okay, so he was speaking out. Let him have his say. Let him say what he's going to say. It is a free country. I mean, it was a free country. Let him say what he's going to say, scream what he's going to scream, and leave him alone. It wasn't. It didn't have to be that. I don't know. He was disruptive, yes, but I mean, you don't need to break an arm. That's some crazy. He's going to have. Uh, well, he's in surgery from what I saw. Somebody got a hold of his parents, and he's in surgery, and there's a lot of damage. But yeah, let's see. Cirque said Trump is a sold, soiled, blackmailed IBTO, doing the will of the genociders from Palestine now to Iran. The Epstein files have played an essential role. Yeah. That was crazy. It was nutso, and I just can't believe. I'm thankful for that to that Marine for standing up and speaking out, because not a lot of people will, especially if it'll put you in physical harm, and having them restrain you like that. Yeah, that is horrible. Let's see. Here, someone this morning said if it's the same one, it was said he did it on purpose or something crazy. Coach Colin was talking about it this morning. I keep seeing you guys talk about this here in the chat, so I'm gonna have to check out Coach Colin. Yeah, they attacked a Marine. They could have just kept, you heard him out. You're like, come on, nudge him out, nudge him out, nudge him out. They did not have to, it did not have to devolve into all of that. So this spiritual war that Tucker Carlson is talking about that we're in, that we're doing for Israel. And this also lets me know, remember how we went through the warfare game plan, that pocketbook, right? And I said the goal was to, hey, Jamie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Um, okay, so we're talking about how when they're trying to destabilize, they want to thin out their resources, right? And I'm like, that's happening. It's happening right here on our soil. They're attacking us. We are at war. We just haven't seen the physical shooting and bombs yet. And Israel's playing it. We've played right into their hands, and by we I mean everybody who isn't with us. Them played right into their hands and getting us in this war. They want to destroy this cornerstone of the temple because it will, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this too, because it'll usher in the Christ, which if you're a Christian, Christ has already come. They want to usher in Christ because then that'll bring the Antichrist and then the end of, civilization as we know it, and all of that. It gets real ugly according to Revelation. Yeah, fearlessly says, I have said it time and time again, we will soon be the same as what took place to the soldiers in the documentary Winter on Fire, where they had to choose. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Huh. Tucker is going max. He's got some courage. He's brave. Um, it was choose if you have your oath to protect and serve your country or your countrymen, the country being a corporation versus the people who are at the heart. Yeah. I'm going to go back and look at this comment so that I can look at that. It's a holy war. It's not our war. I mean, it is now. It's Donald's war. It's Donald and Bibi's war. And people are saying that Donald Trump was tricked and he was fooled and he was misled and he was deceived. And I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he's doing it intentionally. I don't think anybody is fooling him, and the people working with him are exactly who he had in mind. Criminals, thugs, mob types, mafia types. Like you can tell Christ when to come. Right? Right? And they're trying to take it into their own hands because they think something. If you guys have gotten into any of the Gilgamesh stuff. I haven't yet because there just keeps being more to look at. I've done some, but yeah, he knew the deals he was making. He full well knows he's not being fooled by, he's not being tricked, he's not being misled. Alex Jones is at least starting to seem like he has a clue. I'm like, okay, oh, he waking up a little bit? Like, where have you been, Alex? First of all, where'd you go? Where have you been? And nobody believes you or trusts you anymore because you've been foolish. They owe Candace a big apology, and the rest of us. A businessman is doing business at anybody's expense. Yeah, I had talked about that a month or a couple months ago. He was when he was talking when Trump was talking about the H-1B visas for students, and he was talking, before he was president, and that he was talking about he uses it, and he says it's bad for America. It's a bad deal, but I use it. It's good. I shouldn't be using it. He said, "quote I shouldn't be using it, but I do. I shouldn't be allowed to, but I am, and I do." And I'm like, that's who you're dealing with, people. He will do things that suit him, even if he knows it's wrong. Even if he knows it's wrong, especially if he knows it's wrong, and he can get away with it. Okay, so speaking of Tucker, I was telling you guys this whole gold push that they've been doing, and they've been doing it for a while. And I talked about it, and I said, don't buy the gold. I don't trust it. When you try to call in your money for that gold, they're going to push you into a currency and in a way that you did not have planned, and don't do it. Don't trust it. And I don't know if anybody listened. I said I'm not buying gold, but listen to this. So listen to what Tucker has to say. I want to share this because I think this is him. Yeah. Because he talks about this gold, and I want to see this series that he's doing. So let me add him.
A long time when it comes to diplomacy.
The gold industry bankrolls a lot of conservative media. Much of the gold IRA business is not actually about selling gold at all. It's about selling massively marked up coins to people who trust the voices delivering the pitch.
Why is gold a hedge?
I've decided to partner with the top-rated precious metals company.
The companies have the exclusive control. They can manipulate the price of the coins at any time.
That's the dark side of it.
What he said was, you don't get as much of a loss, and they tend to really accelerate when the market goes up, which obviously sounds too good to be true.
We know this is happening because we talk to people who work inside these companies.
The reality is there is no regulation.
And then we talk to people who lost their savings.
They were pumping this company, and I trusted them.
Even as the price of gold rises.
It's so crushing.
The great gold scam. Watch it now at tuckercarlson.com. People are getting robbed. We're sounding the alarm, and we hope you will join us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah, let me pause this. So that they have been pushing it, influencers have been pushing it, the people I watch have been pushing it. I haven't seen Tucker pushing it, but I've been no. Exactly, fearlessly. And people on X vehemently disagreed with me, and I'm like, I know I'm right, you all. I know I am right. I've been seeing it on X that Israel made deals with a bunch of influencer, and now Israel isn't paying them. Maybe Alex didn't get his paycheck. That's a funny. They're like, we need some more bullets. We can't pay you all. Hey, Smokey the bastard. That's so funny. I bought gold and silver 10 years ago because our dollar is fake. It's all fake and gay. Were you okay? Do you still have that, or did you liquidate that? What's going on? I have gold and silver, real coins and bars. So you have the physical gold. So that's what I was going to say. Also, they don't have gold. Remember all the gold that went missing that still has never been accounted for? There's no gold in Fort Knox. Let's see. I watched his podcast today on the spiritual war. It was impressive. Yeah, I was talking to you guys about that. It's good. You should watch it. I'm all about the copper. Yeah, copper. That's good. They don't, I was just thinking about how they had gone for a push to take it out of houses. Remember they used to use copper in plumbing? It's way more, yeah, reliable than the fake dollar. I think physical gold, yeah, but then what? Yeah, I don't trust anything. Um, okay. Quimby. Sasha Riley allegations of hoard is not just against Trump, but also Andy Biggs of Arizona, who also, yes, almost killed Sasha. Yep, Andy Biggs and Jim Jordan, who I'm really interested in. And the Ohio State, the guys from Ohio State that were part of that lawsuit, they were there today. They're trying to get Les Wexner's name off of Ohio State University. He sent me a picture today. Michael, he's in the documentary. He's been working to get some justice. And he sent me a picture this morning of them in front of the Capitol, and so I have yet to hear from him about how that went. But I look forward to hearing from him and getting him scheduled to be here with us to do some talking. Um, it went up 3 times as much 10 years ago. I haven't even checked the prices lately. I know some shit about stock market. Gold is okay. Is that what you're saying? And let's see. I bought gold when it was 1200 and silver when it was 13. Oh, you guys are going nuts out here in the chat. Let's see. I can't keep up. Let's see. I hope you'll check out Biggs. Hope you'll check out Biggs because his daughter died last year with 3 young daughters, and their father was appointed chancellor. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the tip, Andy Biggs. They're all criminals. Criminals and pedos. Some Everybody's talking about crypto and Bitcoin, and I just don't trust any of that, you guys. Everyone told me to buy crypto, and I bought gold and silver. I'm way up on the crypto, guys. That's good. Yeah, they're really pushing Bitcoin and all that. And whenever I speak out about not buying their gold and gold options and all of that, they're coming back with buy crypto, do Bitcoin and all of that. So I know Candace does in her Rumble. She talks about Rumble Wallet, and that's crypto. I First of all, I don't understand it. Maybe we should do a class. I should look into that because I don't understand it. If any of you understand and want to teach us all, that would be amazing. Um, let's see. No gold. Yeah, stocks are still a great investment. I haven't even checked our retirement portfolio. You know what I did buy? I bought stock into, is it, yeah, Netflix when it split. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not into investing. I'm not educated on it. I tend to be able to just pick out winners and losers. Like a lot of times I can just look at something and kind of know. But as far as gambling, I'm not a gambler. I don't trust myself enough in that. In personal matters and stuff like when we're dealing with world stuff like this, I do trust myself um 99% of the time. Like I'm highly accurate. But it's just too scary, with your finances and your livelihood and stuff like that. So, yeah, crypto is fake and a pyramid scam. That's what I feel like. Yeah. Best thing, land and real estate. Do you guys have some bunkers going? We're going to need a bunker, guys. We're going to need underground. Yes. And buy physical gold. Yes. Not that paper. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I had wanted to show you guys. Let me get over here to this screen. Oops. Let's see. Has Candace announced yet? Anybody? Let's make sure we don't miss her. Okay. Okay. There's so much. Okay. So Candace Owens. Oh, that's so on X they were saying Candace Owens accuses Netanyahu of the 9/11 rule and draws backlash. And I can't say enough about how I agree with her in all of that. Jeff Bruce says, yes, real estate's where it's at. You'll get smoked buying crypto, buy what, I agree. I would stay away from Bitcoin and crypto. It is the only thing I agree with Alan Greenspan on. I am challenging the Fed and IMF on all of this stuff. If you want an explanation, I would be happy to do so. Yes, let's get you on. Talk to us. Talk to us. Send me an email. I saw your email from earlier too. Thank you. And Stefan, I saw your email. And Jay Anthony, he's not on here yet. Am I trying to divert people from Candace's live? No, no. What do you mean? No, I'm not. I like being here so that we can chat through the live, which I like to do, and her live's impossible to see comments on. And so from the beginning, although it's probably been a while since I said it, if you have two devices, it's great if you can stream them both. She doesn't lose revenue. She's aware of what we're doing, and she hasn't said stop. I had sent a message and an email, and I told her to let me know if that was not okay with her, and she has not responded either way. So, anyways, she doesn't copyright strike or anything like that. So, as far as I know, and as far as I've asked, she is good. I also let her ads play. I keep my window small so that we can see her sponsors there. Just, I don't even know if that's important to her, but that's something I try to do. And that will never work. What are you trying to divert people? Yeah. No. People leave when they want to, and they stay if they want to. It's all the top guys in BlackRock Street, State Street, and the like have dumped their stock, and I know Peter Thiel sold most of his pounds. Yeah, he dumped a bunch. 200 million, was it? Plus. She'll start at 5:15. Thank you very much, Mark. Let me get that window refreshed so that we can see it when it happens. 5:15, and we are queued up and ready to go. We always join Candace's live and won't be diverted. Perfect. That's great. I'm happy for you. People who like to stay here, stay. People who don't, they leave. I don't mind. I understand. I fully understand. I'm a tiny channel, and I'm sure that's probably why she's like, who cares? It would be different probably if I had, tons of people. And I don't think it'll be like this forever because she moves away from TPUSA and Kirk. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm actually just going with the flow. I'm doing what feels right and what I believe is good. I believe is right and good. So, let's see. Just thank you. I want to make sure I'm not missing any of your comments. Pito, yes, Pito Teal. Oh my gosh, that also reminds me. Dre Dossier, I've talked about her. I love her. You guys go check out her videos. She does amazing work. She's thorough. She states her sources, all of that. And by Smokey the Bastard, you can leave right now. In fact, let me help you out. Okay, that just pissed me off. Anyways, he's gone. I like the way you interact with people. Thank you. Smokey just made me mad. I mean, don't be here then. That's what I do. I don't go, if I'm on somebody's channel, if they make a post I disagree with, I don't say anything. I, Bye, Felicia. I mean, if somebody's being grotesque, I might say something. But if they're just doing what they do and they're being themselves and all that, I'm like, I don't need to go contradict them. They're doing their thing. It's their page. It's their house. I don't go to somebody's house and tell them what to do. I really don't. If you don't, and if I don't like it, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I don't like that one thing they said. So I just move on past it. Now, if they're continually like a person that I disagree with, I'm not going to stay there. I'll just go do something else. I'm not feeling anybody who wants to volunteer to be a mod, I would love that. I agree. Pain, she's super kind and has great energy. Thank you, Stefan. Um, yes. Thank you, Maggie. I love your live streams, Teresa. I love supporting small channels. Haters gonna hate. They're gonna hate. Yeah, and I don't know. I just wanted people to talk to about Candace. That's all I know. And during the Candace show, I'm like, this sucks. I want to see comments and talk to people. Hey, how about a watch party? Anyway, moving on. Smokey is a bastard. So let's just go. That was okay. I'm gonna let that go. Let's just move on. Anyway, the fight Candace has going. Okay, back to Netanyahu and the role of 9/11. Do you guys think that Israel was involved? Tell me at what level. Do you think they did it? Do you think they planned it? Do you think they were in on it? They knew about it and didn't tell us? I'll tell you. Thank you, Jamie. I would love that. And I'll figure out how to do it. That's perfect, Jamie. I would love that, and that would be great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, that would be super helpful. Anyway, so I did it. Yeah, every channel will get some hate no matter what. You are a baddie. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Okay, so 9/11, what do you think? I'll tell you what I think. And I'm going to tell you what I think because of something that happened. You guys will hear about my spiritual stuff because it's an integral part of who I am and who I've been since I was 3 years old, ever since I can remember my first memory being a spiritual memory. So I'll tell you, back in around 2000, I want to say, goodness, 2003 to 2004. It might have been somewhere in the span of time of there after 9/11, obviously. I had a dream. I believe in dreams, just like Candace. Not all dreams. I can tell the difference between dreams and what they are. So I had awakened, and the voice that I heard I audibly heard it in my head. They were talking about 9/11, and the voice said, I was there. And the way they said it was letting me know, it let me know that they planned it, that they did it. I was there. It was like they owned it in that kind of term of I was there. And I didn't know the voice, never heard the voice ever before. And I heard it, and it was an unmistakable voice. And I told my husband at the time, I'm like, I don't know who it is, but I know when I hear the voice, I will know that that's the person. And it was probably about four to 5 months ago, and BB was talking, and he said, and it may have even been a past year, like a video from a while ago with him talking, and he said, I was there. And the way he said it and the tone, it was his voice. And I immediately, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I'm like, it was him. It was him, and they did it. Stefan says it was Silverstein with help from AIG, Israel Cheney, and Rumsfeld. YouTube referred your channel 3 days or so ago. That's awesome. I have noticed a few observations yesterday. One got in my mind, such as when pastors do politics from the pulpit, leave the church. You are right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad YouTube did that because they took away views and likes from a video, from a live stream, which was crazy. I don't even know how that happens, but whatever. Um, I hear the demon in his voice too. Yes, 100%. Um, at my JB, your observation at my, I'm sorry, I don't know what the abbreviations mean, but I'll learn. Your observation got back to my mind just watching Tucker, so I liked it and found it so fundamental. Thank you. Yes, run, run as fast as you. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Good. um, yeah, anyway, I believe it 100%. I have no doubt about that, but apparently she's catching backlash there, and she's in a fight with Jeremy Boring. He's boring. Let's see. I want to make sure we don't miss Candace. I forgot what time she said. Guys, oh, 5:15. Okay, so we've got some time. So let me flip over. I'll share my screen. That bastard guy got me a little bit flustered, but that's okay. Okay, so on Wednesday, conservative commentator Candace Owens accused Benjamin Netanyahu of murdering 3,000 Americans on 9/11, quoting a Fox News clip amid U.S.-backed strikes on Iran. The post, which gained over 133,000 likes and 7.5 million views, echoes debunked conspiracy theories. Fact checks note Netanyahu was not prime minister in 2001, serving instead as a private citizen after losing re-election in 1999. Critics call it anti-Semitic and push for her excommunication as a Catholic convert. I'm just now reading this with you guys. I just saw the headline. But while memes mock the frenzy with jokes like Owen seeking the Titanic, highlighting rifts of conservative circles over Israel. I believe it. I don't know the logistics of all of it, and I don't have to know. And here's the thing: we don't have to. When we can, I tell. Okay, I'm a little bit here. Okay, we can know things without knowing all the details. So I have taught my kids this, and I live by this. So if I have an instant stop in my spirit, like don't move forward, don't do that, or this person, stay away from this person, or do this thing, and I don't have the details of all of it, and I don't understand, I waste so much time trying to understand the truth behind the divine like guidance that I'm receiving. And I don't, and the moment that I stopped thinking I needed to understand it, the moment I was free. I was freer than ever in my spiritual walk because I gave up having to have an assigned human understanding to it when I could just trust that voice that I was given and that each of us is given. You can just trust that voice without the understanding. And when you can start doing it, the voice gets louder, it gets more frequent. It and it just opens up a whole new world. Anyways, I break out in song every now and then. Anyways, it does. It truly does. And so I don't have to know the logistics behind something to understand or to hear or sense the truth in it all. So that's my thing there. At this point, Odin, hi Odin. At this point, I would not be surprised with all the information in declassified docs. History has its moments that appear to be a part of a script meant for some sort of manipulation. Yeah, and even when Donald Trump wasn't so-called president, the Biden years, he was still in the background wheeling and dealing so that when he came back into office, and they made sure he came back into office, then he could hit the ground running with exactly the plan that they needed. So yeah, and yeah, so then here, let me put this back onto the screen. Stop Anti-Semitism is a channel on X, Catholics are calling for anti-Semite Candace Owens to be excommunicated from the church. Yeah, do they do that? Like, you have to be you can't just have a differing of opinions from the Catholic Church. They won't just excommunicate a person. Anyways, I don't think that. I don't know. I'm not Catholic, but I don't think that it's that easy, but that's crazy. Kick her out of the religion. Okay, wait, what is this? 1 minute ago, she just did this. Okay, exclusive. Let's make this bigger. New leaked audio from Turning Point USA corporate-wide call, which illuminates Erika's strategy for juggling her role as CEO and mom. Plus, we unpack her 5 years of dating famous people before she meets Charlie Kirk. Nice. Okay, so I want to go to, let's see, where has she said that? Oh, there's Baron. Hi, Baron. Did you guys see his stream last night? I watched part of it and then I just needed to go to bed. Okay, why am I not seeing just Candace's stuff? Okay, here it is. This is to Jeremy Boring because he had made a post about, let's see, about her. And I didn't even read his. Anyway, she says, she just goes off. What is this? Mark says it sounds more like they're putting a bounty on her. Yep. Like those outlaw posters in the Wild West. Wanted, dead or alive. Okay, I won't sing again. I almost sang. Okay. Um 5:15 Central. Yes. What time is it? Where are we at on time? Got it. Okay. So, Candace. So, oh, she just goes off on him. Oh, how we wished you would have regulated yourself to company narrator, but your obsession with the spotlight made that impossible. Please illuminate. Let me see, I'll come down here. What I stated that is not factual. Did you not certainly cast yourself in everything? Uh, were you not allowed to address the employees before you left? Did you not blow through the budget on Pendragon and have to empty your savings and borrow money from Ben? Ooh, she's spilling tea. Did you ever tell Ben Shapiro that I had offered to sit down with him to hash things out and move on peacefully if we couldn't come to an agreement? You personally drove the feud between me and Ben to distract from the financial disaster you created trying to fulfill your high school drama club dreams. Did Ben ever know how you creepily told Brett not to get married weeks before her wedding? Were you not the maniac who thought up replacing her with her maid of honor to make her suffer? That was cruel. That was awful. If you guys remember that or were involved in that, that was sad. And then Candace goes on to say, which part specifically isn't true, Jeremy? Outside of Michael Knowles, who gets along with literally everyone, no one could stand you. Your writing sucks, your acting is subpar, and directing women to wash your hair plugs. Ew! Every day at the office is objectively weird. Having an employee do something personal like that for you, that's not cool. Shall I share the demented 5-page email you wrote to the staff about how it was your right to send interns to follow me after I was fired? The idea that you, of all people, created me is an insult, and I simply cannot bear. You're just gross, Jeremy. Oh, she, oh, she went for it. Mark, I know in my spirit that Candace is God's untouchable child, and they all know it. They knew it before she did. That's good. She is speaking at their National Catholic. Yeah, she is. The event in DC in 2 weeks. they would not invite her to their event while also excommunicating her. Jamie, ouch. Yeah, that one was ouch. Did you guys see Jeremy Boring? He got on with, what is that? Gosh, his name's escaping me. They talked about pornography. It's another weirdo. What is his name? He is the one, he like went through a bunch of narcotic like pain medication. Like he had to go through rehab and everything. Anyways, Jeremy Boring was on with him. I can't think of his name, so sorry about that. But they were talking about how they spoke about pornography was so disgusting, and that in a sense could be okay and helpful. It was very strange. What was I going to look at? I grabbed my phone to do something and I've forgotten. Do you guys do that? Let's see. Narrator did not exactly like this. So what was Jeremy Boring's post? What did he say? I'm going to look here real quick. I'm not finding it. Anyways, I wish I could think of the name of that doctor that was on there. Okay, so here it is. I was going to play for you this thing by Aaron Parnas. So he says Trump is going to have trouble confirming Markeen Mullin as DHS secretary. Is that the one? I think this is it. Hold on. Oklahoma senator. Okay, let me share this tab instead. This is Aaron Parnas. I really like him. He is always reporting for us. Like he's like nonstop. I don't know how he does it. Like he just is a star. Let's go.
Mullin, here's what you need to know about him. Senator from Oklahoma, he is arguably more conservative than Kristi Noem is. Markwayne Mullin is very close to the president, votes with him nearly 100% of the time. But he's not without backlash. Back in 2023, Markwayne Mullin challenged the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, to a fight during a congressional hearing. When he served in the House of Representatives, he also faced a multi-year ethics investigation for his involvement in his family businesses. What's unclear is how Markwayne Mullin can just become DHS secretary at the end of the month, given the fact that he has to be confirmed by the United States Senate. Right now, he's not in a position to become an acting secretary. And so unless Trump steamrolls this nomination through within the next 3 weeks, he may have some major problems seating Markwayne Mullin at the end of the month. So we'll see what happens. Spread the word. Follow for more. Donald Trump has replaced Kristi Noem with Markwayne Mullin, the Senate.
Pause this. He will steamroll it. That's what he is. In fact, the whole Project 2025. Did you guys see that? Some years back, they came out with this booklet, and Trump said he didn't know what Project 2025 was. He didn't know anything about it, but really, it was about what we see going on here. Number one, bringing faith into all aspects, which is why they removed limits to nonprofits and to church. Churches, all nonprofits now can speak politically, which you used to not be able to. They removed that because they want to bring faith into it, because faith undergirds a movement in a way that you can't do without it, which is why they need TPUSA. It also talked about bringing on loyalists, only loyalists, and bringing power into the president's hand alone without any administration. And so if you go read that, and I had thought about showing it to you guys here online, which we may do once I get it more concise, because I'm still working on, kind of summarizing that and tweaking that. But yeah, I think that's not Trump. What's not Trump? Hold on. I was going to see, Jamie. I was going to see. I have to figure out how to do mods. I'll figure it out. Anyway, what's not Trump? And then let's see, what else was he saying? Let me refresh this because there was something else I wanted you guys to see. Trump's not concerned with the rising gas prices. Oh, okay. Like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. So there was a post about Jim Carrey. He was with another comedian and they posted today and it had both of them and they said that Jim Carrey's having a big laugh over the prank that he pulled with having that impersonator go and impersonate him. Mark. I just wanted to say that I'm glad that I found your channel. I hear a lot of goodness in your voice and I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Thanks, Mark. That means a lot. Um, yes. So he did a prank. He confirmed it. He was with this other comedian and they're sitting there having a good laugh about it. And Jim Carrey sitting there looking like his normal self with the normal face. So it was just a big prank. That went weird. That's a weird kind of prank. I mean, we're pranksters in our house. In fact, we can take things too far. And we can take things way too far, and then we're like, okay, yeah, that was too far. I'll tell you, when I get to know you better, you guys can hear some of it because I don't want you to judge me yet. Or judge us. We have some funny we can have some twisted sense of humor when it comes to each other. My son Isaac and I were probably the worst of taking things too far a little bit. Everybody else is a little more calm, although my husband has sometimes um surprised us with how far he can take a joke. Oh, that fake guy was gnarly. Yeah, it was. It was gnarly. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here that I wanted to show you guys. There was something else here. I'm not remembering. Okay, yeah, Trump's not concerned about gas prices. Let's do this again. If you guys had planned to drive anywhere this summer, as a matter of fact, we're supposed to go to a family reunion, and I kept putting off tickets, waiting for a better price. Because I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait a little bit. And I was going to do it 2 weeks ago on the weekend, and then I didn't do it. And now I'm guessing that prices are going to be way, way up now that I have procrastinated. Okay,
Now, Donald Trump says that he is not concerned at all with the rising gas prices in the United States of America as a result of the war in Iran. He spoke with ABC's Jonathan Karl. He says that he is not concerned about the rise in gas prices. Gas prices are now at their highest point in years here in the United States of America and may rise to over $3.50 a gallon on average across the country. At the same time, Donald Trump told Axios today that he is going to be the person essentially who decides who the next leader of Iran is, and that the current supreme leader that they just chose, the son of the now deceased Ayatollah, is not a adequate leader for Iran, and that without the United States' input and without his input, they're not going to have a leader. It all comes as Iran's threatening the European Union, saying that they will, quote, pay the price if they stay silent on the war. We'll have more coming soon. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. There'll be much more to come soon.
yeah, so yeah, we know Donald Trump. You don't care. You don't care about us. Los cientos. We're talking so much. I have to split everyone. Have a good night. Bye, Jamie. Have a good night. Trump is Delulu. Thanks for being here. Um, Yeah. Okay. So there was another thing, and I can't find it, but there was a woman. It was on one of the socials. I think it was either Instagram or YouTube, but she was talking about how Jared Kushner he's not an elected representative yet. He was negotiating. Um, he was negotiating overseas for America, and he's not an elected official to do that. And the law states they can't do that. Not just any of us can just Trump can just go, you go represent us, go negotiate for us. I mean, he's not supposed to be able to do that. But so Jared Kushner, he's I really feel sorry for Ivanka because, well, she's fully indoctrinated and she was born into this corruption and into this grooming. And I had seen a video um a month back or so where she was doing an interview inside her room, and she had looked really sad when she looked over toward her bed, and they were talking about how it seemed like something had been done to her because of the way she got really sullen and kind of quiet, and her body, it was a body language expert saying it seemed like things had gone on with her, and she's a victim. I think that's the feeling I have, is she was born into this, she was groomed, and I feel sorry for her, actually. I really, in my heart, I feel like um, she has been used and is being used. And I mean, she has to do what she has to do. So she's one of the ones that I think about when I say, the rich, they are kept in their own little bubble and sheltered so that they can be controlled. Just like we're kept on the outside, we can't see what's going on. They do the same thing to those people, say like to Ivanka. They're like, hey, we'll manage your social media. You don't need to worry about, this over here. Here's your little bubble. You stay over here. Here's what you get to know. And that's how we can control you. So it's done in the same ways, I feel like, and I feel like it's been done to her. I don't have any basis for that other than just that's what I feel and that's what I think. Um, yeah. And so let's see. Oh, so Barron's podcast last night. Did you guys catch it? He has some long podcasts. He goes really long. Anyways, but he was talking about Erika's degree. So they had the program, the graduation program, where it lists everybody's name, and so she was listed with everyone who graduated Arizona State, but not summa cum laude, not whatever, all the other things. I didn't go to college. I don't know all those things, but anyway, all the different designations, the honors ones. So she she just graduated a normal, he said, plebe, just like everyone else. So she didn't have, and it was in political science. It was not in whatever she's been claiming to have. So that's that on that. That's really, he went into more detail, although I was really tired and I couldn't stay up for the whole thing. So yeah, I didn't get all that information. And Trump, okay. Okay, this is so fake. Okay, here, check this out, you guys. This just dropped. Hold up. This makes me sick. Okay. Anyways, if you guys are planning on going to attending in any kind of way the March 27th rededication of America to God, I highly recommend that too, because I don't know what God they're praying to or worshiping, but it's not my God. Stefan, I thought it listed her as a student, but not having graduated. Yeah, so it showed her on the program of graduated under there and under all the people and all their awards and honors and that. Ivanka's bubble is called the Marie Antoinette syndrome, but I don't feel too sorry for all those ladies. I have been posting all of the evidence on the internet for 20 years for all the socialites. Something, I just have a compassion for her. Okay, let's see. Here, what is the headline? Let's see what the headline is first, and then we'll go back. Breaking moments ago, the White House The White House, this took place. A bunch of old people praying for a convicted felon, adjudicated rapist who appears to have just blown up 100 plus Iranian school children while he hides the Epstein files, which he appears in several times. We are a joke. Oops. Hold up.
We just pray you'll continue to give our president the strength that he needs to lead our great nation.
I'm going to rewind this.
We are honored to come before your presence today, lifting up the arms of our president. We pray for your continued blessing and favor to rest upon him. We pray for wisdom from heaven to flood his heart, his mind, and Lord, you will guide him in these challenging times that we're facing today. I pray for your grace and your protection over him. I pray for your grace and protection over our troops and all of our men and women serving in our armed forces. And Father, we just pray you'll continue to give our president the strength that he needs to lead our great nation as we come back to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We pray your heavenly blessing upon him in Jesus' name. Amen. We are honored to come before your presence today.
Was I on mute that whole time? Because this muted. I hope I wasn't on mute, you guys, because I just looked at the button and it was muted. Okay. Is he going to do a nuke? So that's what they're saying. So they're saying if in fact it's the truth that we are running out of the munitions that we've been using on Iran, like it seems like we have, then okay, good, thanks. Awesome. So that then the next level, so we have the mid-tier and then the upper tier of weaponry to use in war, and the middle tier they have nuclear capacity and component to them. So this is a joke to me. It is a joke, I agree. And who, the thing is you have to parse out who he's fooling and who of these people believe what he's saying. But why are they praying for him? Why? What's going on? That's so weird. Okay. And then Ian had some stuff. Let's look at what Ian Carroll. Who watches Ian Carroll? Okay, yeah, this is it. It's Harrison. It's a post by Harrison. Let's see. It's 14. We can look at a little bit of it, but we can't see all of it. Let's see. Oh, I've seen this. Did you guys see this video?
I think there's another revolution coming.
Hold up. It's gone around X. Do you have to leave, Clumpy? Set chat. Letters, we haven't seen you for a bit. Welcome on. Welcome back. Ian's really good. Yeah, he is. Okay. So here's this. You guys, if you haven't seen this whole thing, it's good. Okay.
I tend to steer it along with the achievement of a broader peace. When history is within reach.
So what Israel is fighting here is not merely a seven-front war, but an eight-front war.
For the Jews against Rome.
Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people.
Well, we lost that one. We have to win the next one.
But the new Rome, the United States,
Jews against Rome.
We stopped playing defense and have moved to offense.
The weapons change over time.
The new Rome. So this is what they're going to take control of it, you guys.
You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work.
They're going to
need
try.
The kind of genius that manufactured Apollo gold pagers and infiltrated Hezbollah for over a decade to prepare for this battle.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media.
Because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.
This is the 8th front, the disinformation campaign.
It is actually this 8th front where our enemies believe they can actually defeat the Jewish state.
This is the kind of ingenuity and inventiveness that have always been a hallmark of the state of Israel, that have always been a characteristic of the Jewish people. I know we can do it.
A lot of this is done with money.
Invested billions and billions of dollars in the information battlefield.
Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster.
We prohibit harmful stereotypes about Jewish people, such as claims that Jews control financial, political, or media institutions.
You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
We monitor them online, social media, messaging apps, video games, cryptocurrency,
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters,
podcasts, short form video, Wikipedia, LLM.
American haters, Churchill haters.
We monitor these people and we share the intelligence with the FBI.
You think your stupid little podcast is going to change the world like hell it is?
Social media, this is the new battlefield.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged Nazi.
We do not allow Holocaust denial and distortion.
And the most important purchase that is going on right now is
TikTok.
TikTok.
TikTok, number one.
For every 30 minutes that someone watches TikTok, they become 17% more anti-Semitic.
So you have TikTok just smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza.
We really have a TikTok problem.
Because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage, and I sound obscene.
Anti-Zionism is just Jew hatred.
We made a change.
We updated our policies
to designate the use of the term Zionist.
to recognize that the term Zionist.
So this is, we've seen this. I've seen this. So whenever I'm doing anything, any political posts, it's worse on TikTok than anywhere. But I had posted and it had 0 views. 0. And other people are saying this too. And they're getting their accounts banned. But yeah, 0 views. And then during the primaries, Dre from Dre Dossier, who I was telling you about, she would notice that even going on to the big media sites, legacy media sites, that they weren't posting up to the hour, up to the minute election results and information that you needed to know. That it would, whenever you went to say like CNN, it would take you to their stories page, and unless you put specifically what you were looking for, it wouldn't take you to that information. And it was a time when, you know, during the election, you need information. Like they were having some issues with voting in one of the places, and they couldn't, nobody knew, because they had stopped social media from being able to post anything in a way that people could see it, the updates as they needed to see it. So this is how TikTok's being used. And it's, you know, now with Ellison buying out Warner Brothers and all the media that he has, it's gonna get worse. So yeah, what is that shopping? I can't remember the name of that shopping app, and I think I have it on my phone, although I haven't used it. My husband does a lot of the shopping. Yes, it is biblical to pray for your leaders, and that to broadcast it in that way is just for production. Yeah, it doesn't. It's for production, and they're trying to trick Christians and gain that support behind them. The Fourth Reich author Jim Marrs wrote an excellent book about this. Charlie got deleted for it, yep. To have that criminal of war Netanyahu to teach us on history is cringe and morally promiscuous. Yes, the social media is hunted down so we can be hunted down. Our consciousness are hunted down. Yeah, and it makes I kid you not, probably every day, at least once a day, I think, is this the day that they're taking this away from us and we're not going to be able to operate in the way that we have. Literally every day, probably for the past 2 months. Yes, buyer app. Thank you. It's the buyer app. And it tells you which corporations own, like, behind all of it. It's pretty cool. Do you guys use it? Yeah, they're easy to trick for sure. You really, that's why spiritual discernment and awareness is so important. Uh, yeah. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to make sure we are over on Candace's thing here. Hey, Letters, we missed you earlier. There was somebody in the chat trolling, and I know you are one to fight back. I kicked them out because I got mad. Um, they were being rude, and I know you would have fought. You're like, I'll box, yeah. You like to fight in the chat if somebody's being that way. But anyway, we have antitrust laws, but Congress is impotent. For us, they're just not working for us. Yeah, and yeah, I didn't even get to look up. I have not investigated who won what at the primaries and what we have going on and all of that. So that's something I'm going to catch up on tomorrow. All the election news of it. Crazy in Love is what we have as the title of Candace's. Let me add this. Okay. What time do we have? 5:16. Cool. Gonna make over here. There we go. And as soon as she comes on, then I'll be able to make that screen bigger. Oh, goodness gracious. What a thing. Yeah, Letters, I got a little heated. I got sassy. I got a little bit sassy. Okay. I'm going to take a minute, guys, and get some ice water. So I'll be right back. Um, I wondered that too. If she's probably she's so seasoned, like she probably doesn't. But I do. I definitely do. My heart starts racing a little bit. So I'm sure after all of this time, that's a good question. I wonder if she does. I would assume not. She's just like, let's go. Especially when you're in fight mode, you know, you're just like, let me at it. You don't even think about the fear at that point. You're just ready to go, and you got your gloves on. She's Letters, you missed it. She's fighting, having words with Jeremy Boring on X. I can't remember if you're on X, Letters. His Letter says it's fun. Should do it more often. Yeah, Letters is always like, let the trolls stay. They're fun. Wouldn't it be fun to go watch? I would love to go to, well, I've been to Tennessee. I'm not a fan. Nashville, was in Nashville this past summer. It's it's if you like to drink and drink all day, it's a great place, especially downtown. It's straight bars. It's bars. It's a party town. It is packed. You go out day and night, and they're packed, wall to wall people. And that I was hoping for more live music with like more. It's the music capital of the world, right? So I thought I'm going to have all this live music outdoors. That's what I expected. That's not what I got. But I would love to go back to, like, let me tour through your studio. Let me watch you do a show, Candace. Let me learn from you so I can steal more people away from your show. That's a sarcasm joke, letters, because that's what somebody was accusing me of. And my intentions being, nope, X would cloud my judgment on stuff and everything comes and goes too fast to pay attention. Yeah, it does. Here she is.
Look alive. It is Thursday. Only one more day until Shabbat. Thankfully, gratefully. Hello, Blake. Now, look, Erika's trending today over on X. There's a lot of backlash happening because she has offered an explanation as to why it is perfectly acceptable for her to be running this alleged billion-dollar empire while also being a mother and tending to her children. And we should listen to that together because it is infuriating. I am infuriated by what she said.
That's what I wanted to show
we
you
have
guys.
exclusive audio for you guys from another corporate call from Turning Point USA, and it may give us an indication as to how she is managing to make it all work. And also, we're going to learn that they just opened another office in Las Vegas, which is just so fitting because, as I told you, Vegas is running Washington, D.C. Welcome back to Bride of Charlie.
Thanks, Jamie.
We have nothing to hide.
Okay, so in a sentence, I would say Erika is trending for being Erika, just for being chronically Erika. People are upset because at a recent Turning Point USA Club America appearance, she offered this sort of explanation as to why she has stepped into Charlie Kirk's role. And I'll give you the obvious point that she's going to make: because God ordained it. Obviously, that's always the vibe. It's biblical. And she explains how the people that are judging her for no longer being a stay-at-home mom, which is what she was, don't actually realize that before she met Charlie, she was actually running her own business. And she managed to build that business in such a way that she was able to operate, or it was able to operate on its own. It was just functioning well on its own, a well-oiled machine, by the time she got married and had kids so she could safely step away. So let's just listen to Erika lie.
You know, I get this question too of, well, you know, you were a stay-at-home mom and all this stuff, like that's what you should go back to doing or something like that. A lot of people don't realize that before I met Charlie, I had my own company, and I still do. And it was one of those things where I built it in a way where that when I got married and had children, it could run on its own. I didn't have to do day-to-day. I could check in, but I didn't have to do day-to-day. And that's the beautiful thing is, like, young women in here, if you do create a company or a business and you're an entrepreneur, build it in a way that it sustains itself so that when you do find your husband and you have children, family, that's your main focus. You can have your calling on the side of your company, but your main focus is your husband and your children. And there's something beautiful in that. Unfortunately, I did not see my life being like this. I didn't. So when people are like, oh, she's now this role, I'm honoring what the Lord has put in front of me, and I'm also honoring my husband's request. And now I have to be the sole provider for my children. And again, this is not a business card opportunity. There's something very biblical in a woman honoring her husband and stepping up and standing in. I have an amazing team. I do, and I could not do it without them. Again, my focus is on making sure my children are amazing, young, biblically aligned little humans. But again, perspective, your life is so much greater than just this blip on a radar. And my focus is always making sure that everything that I'm doing is leading me closer to heaven, not further away from it.
It is starting to frustrate me. There's so much happening there. So many words. It's sounding like Lori Frantzfe's bio. None of it's making any sense. None of it can plausibly be true. For clarity, Erika is completely full of it. I mean, she is septic at this point. It is an absurd answer for so many reasons. So let's start with number one. She's lying. Okay, she's claiming that she ran a business before she met Charlie. That's her point. I was running this business, and then by the time I got married to Charlie in 2021, this business was sustainable. She used her mom's favorite vocab word. Okay, so let's start with that. What business was Erika Kirk running before she met Charlie? I can assist. I was there for this. Okay, the business that she is referring to is a clothing company that prints Bible verses onto T-shirts. Effectively, just Bible verses onto t-shirts. I remember this vividly. Charlie, she does streetwear. She makes t-shirts. Kind of said like he didn't really care what she did because he was looking for a biblical wife, right? Like I'm going to take care of her. It sounded more like a hobby when Charlie explained it to me. But I also spoke to her and met with her and was aware that she was working on this fashion business, making streetwear. Oh, how new and inventive here in New York City, where on every corner someone is hawking t-shirts. But what I find to be interesting now in retrospect is that actually that streetwear company, so she goes on her first official date with Charlie in September of 2018. She actually picked up the domain name to that streetwear company, which is proclaimstreetwear.com, the month after, on October 26th, 2018. So just, by the way, to be clear, this was a very big week for Erika. She picks up this domain name, Proclaim Streetwear, and it's just 2 days after she received her real estate license in New York. All of this happening a few weeks after she meets Charlie. So when Erika meets Charlie, just to paint this picture for you, we're supposed to believe that she's pursuing her master's degree at Liberty University. She is birthing a startup fashion company that she is somehow going to have up and running on its own within 2 years. She's also working in real estate for the Corcoran Real Estate Group, plus going on an interview with Turning Point USA for some job. We're not exactly clear on what that job is. And that's in addition to getting ready to film for a reality TV show the following month, Summer House. Okay. Like I said, I'm born yesterday. I'll take it. I'm born Wednesday. That's totally fine. She's just amazing. She's like giving Mikey McCoy right now, somehow is able to wear every single hat. Now, I want you to understand that this was not actually an up and running business at all. She got the domain name a few weeks after, but the domain was not active, despite the fact that she had it. In October, Proclaim did not actually file to become a business until January of 2019, after she began dating Charlie. That's when she formed the official LLC paperwork. So you're not a business until you have that, okay? And again, this is a clothing company, fashion being an incredibly difficult industry to break into without contacts. But according to Erika, she is going to turn this idea into a self-sustaining business, and she's going to do this somehow all while all of 2019 touring with Charlie, nonstop traveling, becoming a fellow for the Falkirk Center, speaking for various faith ministries, and pursuing her doctorate. She's got it. This is a boss babe, okay? Now, we decided to go check because it's like, okay, you make clothing. If you're going to tell us that this is going to somehow you started in 2019 and by 2021, when you get married, it's running on its own, surely I must be able to instantly buy these clothes. No, actually, it wasn't until January 16th, 2021, that's the earliest indication on Wayback Machine that clothing items were actually available for sale on the website. You can go back and do this yourself. Wayback Machine, you will see that. We're going to check this out right now. So I want you to just imagine how this became a profitable business because it's interesting. Okay, so it says for her and that it's ethically sourced and you got it, sustainably made. Lori wrote it. I know Lori wrote it. It's sustainable. Don't ask any questions. We already said it's ethically made and it's sustainably made in the USA. So no further questions here. Okay, how many items are available? This is in 2021, so she's only got 5 months to make this a banger. Oh, new drop sold out. We got a fleece jogger. We got a fleece sweatshirt. 4 items, 5 items that were available, the classic tee. And I just know everybody in 2021 was wearing this classic tee. So clearly this business was completely running on its own for these 5 months that this website was running before she will marry Charlie in May. That's what happened. She married Charlie in May. Later that year in September, in September 20th, to be particular, on September 20th, she's going to release an associated app called Bible 365. But again, that's all irrelevant because that's after she married Charlie. And she says that before she married Charlie, she had a business running. It was a machine. So my question is, how did she do it? How did a clothing company, which didn't even have an operable website, become so successful so quickly? And the answer, so successful that she was able to consciously step away, as she indicates, and become a wife and a mother just 4 months after selling clothing. And the obvious answer is it didn't happen. This did not happen. And I cannot stand any longer how everything that comes out of her mouth is so easily, verifiably untrue. It's driving me insane. We just cannot go on like this as a society. You can't just say stuff. That's one of my rules in life. You can't just say stuff. You can't just say words and just keep saying words and then just expect everybody to accept those words. You can't just have a Lori bio in life. Okay. I want you guys to think about that as you go through your days, as you go through the weekend. You can't live your life like a Lori Francefe bio. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work for me in particular. And by the way, I just wanted to say off top that like fact check untrue. That's before we even actually officially dive into the substance of the claim that she's making to this audience, right? Oh, how are you doing this? Well, of course, because God so willed it. She must continue Charlie's company. This is biblical. She's honoring her husband. It's biblical. Don't ask further questions. Erika is being a fantastic wife by her kids not only have one parent, by dividing her time to be a CEO and a chairman. It's not what she wanted. It's the hand that she was dealt. That's very relatable, right? She's now, as she says, and this is what really frustrates me, she calls herself the sole provider. Okay. It frustrates me because what it truly does is it discounts who Charlie was, how genius he was, how financially savvy he was. Like she's trying to relate like she's just like a single mom and working a 9 to 5, working at a restaurant, trying to make ends meet for her children, and the father's gone. No, she's not implying in any way here or being clear here that Charlie had a life insurance policy, both at home, at work, which she would have benefited tremendously from. In fact, some people have done work. And I believe just at the life insurance policy that Turning Point had for Charlie in the event of his passing, Erika was set to receive $10 million from his work policy. So this is an insult to Charlie because it implies he had nothing, it did not have their affairs in order at all. Like he just had kids and was just like, oh, well, if anything happens to me, I hope my wife is able to assume my role. No, Charlie always had his financial house in order. Investments, whether he was investing in real estate, he had trusts for their children. A life insurance policy would have been a no-brainer for him. And like I said, she benefited to the tune of millions. She also wants us to forget that, parking aside Charlie, let's actually pretend that Charlie was financially irresponsible and just, was able to run this massive business, but somehow never thought about his kids or his legacy. She wants us to then forget that millions were raised just for her and the kids by complete strangers online that were just starting GoFundMe and $1 million here, $1 million there. She's also trying to pretend that she's not a multimillionaire who did an alleged $1 billion deal with a man named Pierre. No, she wants you to believe that she is just like you, only worse off because she's a single mom trying to survive for the sake of her kids with a private jet and drivers. This girl doesn't even touch her own door handles, just to be clear. She's constantly got, also a fleet of security, but she's just like you. This is the hand I was dealt. I'm the only provider, so I got to get on my private plane and speak. And like I said, what about people that actually knew her that raised millions for her and the kids? Forget the complete strangers, but also people who just knew her and did it publicly, like Tucker Carlson. Do you guys remember that? He alone, his Alp company, raised $5.4 million for her. Okay, this is still up. He set out to raise 6. They raised 5.4 million. I actually think it was less
That
than it
makes
just
me
kept.
sick.
He kept blowing through it, so they kept raising it and raising it and raising it. $5.4 million, very clearly to help provide for Kirk family's future. It was for Erika and it was for the kids. And Give, Send, Go is not GoFundMe. They don't take a huge percentage. They don't take a percentage at all. That is what Tucker Carlson was able to provide, just Tucker Carlson. So what is she doing actually? Why is she just saying words? She's saying words because she lies. She lies all the time. And we're supposed to just take it. We're supposed to just be like, yes, she's just trying to deal with this. She doesn't even, it's so hard. She had to find a job and it happened to be her husband's. Okay. I fully agree that this person, this human, wanted power and she seized it. That's why she didn't even flinch. She didn't even wait a week before she was in that office doing sit-down interviews at her home with the New York Times. She didn't even wait a week to pretend that she was grieving. She was back in the office. She cannot honestly state, and by the way, this is just a matter of common sense, Erika cannot honestly state that her focus is both on her children and on the company, because it's not possible. It's just not possible in a one-parent home. It isn't. Even if she had a job that was part-time in a one-parent home, she would be being crushed by her schedule. Okay, that's the whole thing. You're designed to have 2 parents in the home, and now she has to step up to the plate, pretending she has to step up to the plate, and she's going to take on not a regular company, but an empire. She's just going to take on Turning Point USA, and she wants us to believe that she's both putting her children first and putting the company first. Now, I assume that Erika knows that I get leaked everything. By now, they clearly know that. And, there was a ton of tremendous public backlash when I had released the 2 Zoom calls. Particularly, people were sort of unnerved by, I don't know if she mentioned the kids at all, her kids at all, but how little she mentioned Charlie. Rather, she was giddy talking about merch and talking about hats. And this was 11 days after Charlie had been assassinated. The first one was 6 days after she had been assassinated. And so this time, now in February, which is when this call is dated, February 11th, she made a point to immediately mention her kids. And this is their kind of recapping how great the Super Bowl was, not acknowledging that they purchased all of these views, but we competed with Bad Bunny, and I'm going to bring Erika on because it's going to start with Tyler Boyer. And I've got rid of everything else with him. It's just, Tyler and Erika are thick as thieves. And so you're going to hear him. You're going to hear him explain that they're opening a new office, of course, in Las Vegas, before he hands over the call to Erika, who is then going to edit herself to really make it about the children. Take a listen.
Last thing I'll say is this: at Turning Point Action, we have a ton of jobs posting in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire. Those 3 states are so critical for our success. We actually just locked down. Jonah just got back from there, got the keys to a new building that we have in Las Vegas, which is really exciting. So it's about similar size than this. And so the footprint is growing. Things are moving. Things are happening. But we're going to need 1,000 more people in this room this time next year to win across the country and set ourselves up for the future. So get excited about that. And without further ado, go ahead and hand off the microphone here to the wonderful Erika Kirk.
The wonderful Erika Kirk.
Hi, everyone. I know it's not usually normal to have everyone brought together, but I wanted to do that for a multitude of reasons. One being, I want to say something very personal and say thank you to each and every one of you. I bring my babies to the office 9 times out of 10, and a lot of you have interacted with them, and it's very sweet to me, and it's very precious to them, because then they know you guys by name, and they'll come to me and they'll say, did you know that so-and-so gave me a stuffy or something like that? Thank you. My kids are my world, and I love bringing them here because they get to see what their father built and what you guys all continue building. So that personally means a lot to me. I just want to say thank you for that. Also, I'm going to be doing something kind of like a lunch with your department style thing, because it is on my heart so badly. I would love to sit down with each and every one of you individually. I want to know your name, your face, like be able to pray for you guys and really just know you. And so since I can't do individually just yet, because that would be a long day and time and month and year to do that, I'm going to be conjoining it through departments so we can make them very small and intimate, maybe 3 people at a time, and have lunch with you guys just to hear your heart and hear your stories about Charlie. To be honest with you, that would be amazing, and your memories with him. And so that was one thing on my heart, why I wanted to also just bring you guys all together.
Okay, so the people watching your kids, you should already know your names. You should already know their names. If you're saying in this first half, thank you for watching my kids, what should not follow is saying, I look forward to learning your names. I just feel that if they're watching your kids and the kids are coming home and saying so-and-so did this, that's not the first time you should be hearing so-and-so's name. So this is supposed to be endearing. Oh, thank you guys so much. You know, I'm dumping them at the office. And in addition to working extra hours and maybe getting a surprise, they're all going to be fired at the end of this week because we don't know who's leaking to Candace. And oh my gosh, we fired everyone last week and they're already still leaking to Candace. In addition to all of this, she has to, she's basically thanking them for babysitting, right? Thank you for being around the office. I'm just dumping my kids here. And I would like to now try to see if we can get a lunch date and we're supposed to be endeared by this. Like, oh, the kids are in office because this is what Charlie built. Like, no, that's not where toddler kids should be. They should not be at an office. That's not endearing. This is wrong. They should not be with you 9 times out of 10 at an office. That's not the environment that children are supposed to be in. They're not walking through. And by the way, just in case you don't know the setup, where Charlie worked is completely separate from where everybody else works. Okay. He has his own building and a small amount of the team is in the building. They're not familiar with the entire office. They're not walking in being like, oh, this feels like dad. This reminds me of when dad used to what? You weren't even at the office. You just said in this speech that you were a stay-at-home mom while you guys were married. So why would this place remind your children of their father? Your toddler children of their father? This is a corporate office. This is not home. It's like, why do I need to communicate this with you? Are you just surrounded by robots? Are you a hybrid, Erika? Answer yes or no. Like, I don't understand why they don't understand why none of this is normal. Why are we having to explain to Turning Point USA why all this is off? And why does it feel like she intentionally just edits a little bit after feedback? Like they're just downloading an algorithm, you know? Like people are, say, you shouldn't be wearing sparkly pants. So then she's like, okay, download the new algorithm says wear black. And then she's wearing black. And then they're like, I don't think her tears are real. So someone's like, do not use tissue, drop tear on cheek. And then she does it and she lets the tears flow. There's just like little updates that are being made each time because I don't know, there's just no sense of common humanity there, a common understanding of how humans should be behaving. And they're like trying to teach a hybrid what to do. So they're like, oh, okay, got caught. Remember when you were cheering about the hat sales, the merch. So this time mention how much you love your kids. Thank you for watching my kids. I look forward to learning your names. It's all driving me crazy. The lies are driving me crazy. The things that she's saying, the words that are coming out of her mouth are driving me crazy. And I need it to stop. We'll take a brief break and we will be back. All right, you guys, Nimi Skincare is the only skincare brand that I have stayed consistent with. It is what I use, it's what I trust, and it's what my routine is built around. A lot of people are starting to look for more natural skincare options, which is great, especially ingredients.
You're right, Mark. She came ready to fight. Remember when I was saying I had forgot, like there was something I wanted to show you. How could I forget? Yes. Erika's explanation about how she's being a boss babe. And that was crazy. And I guess she, at one point, was running the printing press. Maybe she was there, like, physically printing the t-shirts. And then she got to a point to where she didn't have to sit there and run the printing press. And maybe she was sewing. Maybe she was sewing the clothing for a bit, and then she didn't have to do that, so it could be on autopilot. I still want to see the papers where Charlie designated her CEO. I really do. Of course, like I said, they can forge that, no problem. It make good decisions. I'll make good decisions. Well, you can't send pictures. We don't trust you to send us pictures, and neither does your mom. So we're saying, do you guys buy it? I don't buy that for a minute. If you have just come in recently, please hit like, subscribe, the thumbs up, please thumbs up it. YouTube has been taking likes away and views away. So also please hit the heart next to the chat. And thank you, Jamie, for modding. That'll be helpful. Let's see, Mark. She said in the past that she doesn't know how to sew, so she wasn't sewing. Maybe she was ironing on the decals onto the shirts. She stated that she can only contribute ideas. She's the idea man, so she sat there and told them how to do it, I guess. Letters don't delete. Yeah, Letters has been here from the beginning. So has Cisco, which Cisco hasn't been on a lot. Jats has been here from the beginning, Texas Jats. And let's see, who else? Retroplank hasn't been on in a while, so maybe she decided that this was not the place for her. Fighting the algo is hard enough. Yes. Letters. So that's his nickname, Letters. We have a great crew. It's easy. Mark, I remember that. Okay.
He's malfunctioning or something. And you know how, like, when something's malfunctioning, you have this arbitrary idea that if you shake it, it will get better somehow. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
This isn't working. That's how I feel. I feel like Erika isn't working. Do you know what I mean? She's not working. And I want it fixed. It's driving me insane to just, why are they allowing it? Is nothing you're saying is true or real. It's like a wild imagination. Yes, of course you wanted power. Of course you wanted power, Erika. You're not struggling for money. You're not trying to make it for your kids. So please never say that again. Please honor Charlie's legacy by stopping this show, pretending
It'll never happen.
as though like you have to do it because he was just messy and couldn't take care of the finances. Anyway, couple of quick updates. So we had mentioned that after Tyler Boyer's trip to Romania in 2010, he then gets magically elected to the Board of Regents as their student representative at Arizona State University. And then right after, Erika enrolls into the university. And actually, it's even more bizarre how he came about that position. Somebody emailed us and said, no, he didn't go the usual route. The governor of Arizona at the time, Jan Brewer, abnormally just picked Tyler into the position. It's not the normal process. Usually there are votes, but they just went, okay, you. And here's an article, a relic, which shows us that is true. It says governor appoints the new student regent. And within the article, it tells us that that's what happened. Arizona State University student Tyler was appointed as the newest student regent on the Arizona Board of Regents by Governor Jan Brewer last month. A new student regent is selected every year, rotating between the three state universities. The regents are typically selected from recommendations made by a selection committee at the university. Boyer applied directly through the governor's office. Okay, so it was atypical. And like I said, a lot happening at Arizona State University this year. Relatedly, we had received some emails suggesting that Erika's claim that she graduated as a double Bachelor of Science in both international relations from Arizona State University which is what is mentioned on her link.
You guys, but she operates just like the whole rest of the Trump administration. And remember, Charlie Kirk was installed like into TPUSA like this really in 2016. And that's when Donald came into power. Like if you look at all of the installations of Donald Trump, they all operate the same. They're the same type of people.
Then there it is, Bachelor of Science, Political Science, and International Relations, and elsewhere on other bios. They said, Candace, not only is that not true, but it's not possible. They claimed that the Bachelor of Science of International Relations was not yet available in 2012 at Arizona State University. So we went back and we decided to search through the archived catalog, and sure enough, so far as we can tell, it's not. It was not available in 2012. It is today. You can become a Bachelor of Science in International Relations today. But back when Erika graduated, this was not an option. We searched international relations. It is a topic, they say, you will cover. If you choose to major in political science was certainly available. There are other majors where it lists that you will learn about international relations, as is common sense. You can also get a certificate in international studies, but it was not available as a major. And that is one of the claims to fame of Erika. Double majored, getting a doctorate, running a business, also running a charity, doing all of these things, also doing reality TV. It's giving hand of Midas. The person that I am listening to over these past few months, we've all heard her more than we've ever heard from her before, is just objectively not a genius. So I'm not sure what that's about. There could be a reason for it. There could have been some strange carve out just for Erika. I'm sure there was. But I find all of this happening at the same time to be very strange. Now, we are obviously discussing the relationship between Erika and Tyler, both of them being at the Arizona State University, both of them having been involved in Romania, also during the very years of Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, who, like Tyler, was involved particularly with modeling agencies in Romania. It is also worth noting that the university, Arizona State University, was the #1 university that was mentioned in Jeffrey Epstein's emails, about 3,500 times, paling in comparison to the other universities. I mean, the other universities were paled in comparison to Arizona State University in terms of mentions. It was like 3,500 for Arizona State University, and then second place was some university that was mentioned 100 times. Now, it had already been discovered even prior to the email dump that Jeffrey Epstein had given money to Arizona State University, $250,000 of his own money, plus over $2 million through various associates of his. He started giving to Arizona State University. Listen to me. Jeffrey Epstein began giving to Arizona State University in December of 2010. Just a couple of months before Tyler gets elected to the Board of Regents, just a couple of months after Tyler gets back from Romania. And Jeffrey Epstein donates through what is known as the Origins Project, a project for space exploration. You might be new here, but I keep telling you guys about NASA and what happened with Operation Paperclip. And they said, these scientists are going to get us to space. And I said, no, they weren't. They were a bunch of pervs. And our CIA transported them from places like Vienna throughout Germany and brought them here and then told us they were actually genius scientists when they were not. They were harming children and developing the Monarch program, the precursor to MK Ultra. Anyway, I've said that so many times, I know that you already have it in your mind, but it's interesting that of all the things Jeffrey Epstein is giving to a space project, we did not go to the moon. Parking that aside. He is giving there. Okay, Tyler visits Romania just before Tyler is hand selected by the governor. We got it. Fast forward to, let's actually go past Erika's crown year of 2012. And Erika, you are going to see, begins pursuing fame hard. There is no person who can look into Erika's life and make the claim that she was not trying to be famous. As I have said, I don't know any women who have never dated a guy that was normal. Like everybody that Erika dates has some degree of fame and publicity already in their lives, and that clearly attracts her. And that just is Erika's life. It's a fact of Erika's life. And like I said, she lies all the time. So ahead of us jumping back into the timeline, I would like to remind you of the story she tells regarding why she was traveling internationally, specifically to China. I want you to listen to what she says about why she traveled to China. Take a listen.
I decided to create something called Everyday Heroes Like You, where we're able to, originally, it was focused on bringing funds and awareness to various grassroots organizations that were in specific communities that would be able to have volunteers that are transparent with their funds, that are actually doing what they're saying they're doing, instead of just having 70% of the funds go to admin and only 30% towards the cause. So really just focusing on making sure there was a home for transparent organizations that people could learn about, get involved with. But from there, it kind of grew into something more global. I was living in China and doing a lot of work with the victims from sex trafficking, and then began to phase that into working with the Marine Corps and the Army, and then was able to work with a orphanage in Romania.
Okay, so there's no mistaking what she says, and she repeats it over and over again that she lived in China and she was living in China to work with victims of sex trafficking. This is one of the early questions that I had for Erika. Who were you working with in China? And thanks to a clip that we're going to show you later of her auditioning for The Amazing Race, she actually narrows it down and says that she was in Chongqing. I think I'm saying that right. It might be Chongqing. Well, the truth is that helped me realize why she was actually in China. Helping victims of sex trafficking. No, the truth is that Erika was just following her boyfriend. I kind of view this as her groupie year. Her boyfriend at the time is Josh Harrelson. Josh Harrelson is playing for the Miami Heat. Okay, so you got a basketball player who was in his prime, and he is dating the Arizona
When was John
beauty
Benet
queen.
Ramsey born?
And I would also like to note that this is 2013. So we are 5 years before she met Charlie. In the future, she'll say she didn't date anybody, but no, she certainly dated people. Erika had a boyfriend, like I told you, every year, actually. And far from this deeply Christian story that she's going to spin in the future, she not only had a boyfriend, but she's following him around the world. She's living with him. And again, I'm not here to judge Erika for living with her boyfriend. I have lived with my boyfriend in the past. But I am not sitting here pretending that I didn't do that. That's what's so strange. It's just the amount of lies. I'm not pretending I had no boyfriends before I met my husband. What is the purpose of these lies? That is what we should be frustrated by. What is the purpose? This is why it feels like ChatGPT Christianity, like someone did the program thing again. Okay. We need you to be Christian. We need you to fit Charlie's world. Okay, let's say no guys for 5 years. No, never. Oh gosh, no. Christian one would never date a guy, live with him. Say your mother taught you Christianity. My mother taught me Christianity. No, your mother allowed your boyfriends to live in the house too and have sleepovers. That's like the opposite of coming from a deeply faithful Christian household. Letting the boyfriend sleep in the house with your daughter is like, so I would never in a million years allow my daughter to have her boyfriend sleep over. It's wild. Anyway, no, granted, my daughter is 3, but I just had to get that off my chest for the future because I'm on one today. So I'm freaking out for future. Anyway, back into the timeline, 2013. We have, Erika begins dating Josh Harrelson. That is very much evidenced by her saved tweets. It's all over. That is who Big George 55 was or is. You can see the dates here. She started dating him actually in 2012. So during her actual crown year. And we can go back to our timeline here and you can see that what happened in 2013 is he begins playing for Puerto Rico. So he joins the Brujos de Guayama in mid-January. That's the team. And then you can see also, look what he joins, the Chongqing Flying Dragons. So he goes from Miami Heat to Puerto Rico, which she will mention in the future that she goes. I traveled the world. I was doing all of this work for charities. No, you're following your boyfriend. This is regular groupie stuff, okay? This is not that complicated. Stop pretending you're some master of all these businesses. Anyway, back into the timeline, when from early June to August, she is going to move, her words, not mine, to China to follow and live with her boyfriend. And I want to note that this was one of the questions early on that I asked Justin Stripe. I said, when did she live in China? Why was she living in China? And he came back and he said, and I want to be clear, I don't think Justin Stripe was lying. Didn't strike me as someone who would be dumb enough to lie. Forget whether or not he's moral. Is he dumb? And my answer is no, Justin Stripe is not an idiot. So this is what her new story is that she did not live in China. And he wrote back to me on January 12th that Erika did not live in China. From June 16th to June 30th, she just visited China. She saw major sites and she visited the Great Wall. Again, I'm not here to pick a side in Erika versus Erika, okay? But she very clearly says she lived in China. And the answer is she was obviously there longer because she was there from June all the way through until at least August, early August, which happens to match the exact dates that her boyfriend was there. Why the lies? Why the lies? For who? Anyway, she will also, which we're not going to show you because I think it's been overdone, she'll post a video of her promoting Romanian angels. And in that video, she thanks Colonel Otto Buscher in particular. Again, he is going to be accused of running a brothel, a Romanian brothel with children on the base. And so, again, it's everyone around her, I guess. And she has all of these connections, I guess. And we have no idea what her mom does with AC Tech, I guess, or why she's getting all of this money. Also, I just put in some facts that I think are good for people to know that this year the Romanian government establishes the National Office for Gambling Games in April. And we know the Black Sea Rotational Force is going to be deployed for 6 months again. This will be BSRF 13. They kind of name it after the year it is, from February to August as a special purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force. Okay. I call 2014 the year of fake it till you make it. Okay, so we are going to learn that Erika is living in Venice, California, and there's actually no purpose for her to be doing that unless we look through her actions, and it's very clear she's trying to make it in Hollywood. Now, there is a clip of her sitting down with her best friend, Tracy Martin, on a talk show. Something that I noted that is interesting is a woman named Diane Burnett likes the post. And that is, in fact, Mark Burnett's wife, okay? Mark Burnett being the person who created Survivor, the person who is going to create the reality show that Erika is on, the person that's also running Donald Trump's show that he was on, The Apprentice. Like, he's the creator of so much reality TV. And so there's an indication here that, again, we're going to see all of these paths crossing because it's also the year that Johnny Moore is going to leave Liberty University and start the Kairos company with Andrew. Johnny Moore is working for Mark Burnett. There is a chance that in 2014, again, Erika and Andrew Colvett would have crossed paths. That would make sense. They know the same people. More relevant, however, is Lori Franzwey because she gets introduced on the floor in Arizona, on the congressional floor, because she has David Farnsworth sponsoring a bill. She's doing this panic stuff. There could be an EMP event, and we have to get prepared for an EMP event that could happen. Electromagnetic pulses. And here is what me and my husband, Larry Ginta, recommend that you do. And it's G-Tech Industries. I think she's a used car salesman. I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like to me, when I observe everything, it's a group of people working together to get money from the government. And they all know each other. And so Lori is introduced by
Crime syndicate.
Terrell Farnsworth's family. Terrell Farnsworth, the guy that takes down the cameras. This is his family. He, like I told you in previous episodes, grew up with Tyler Boyer. Their families have been friends, Mormon families, for generations. Okay, it's like they all know each other and they're just like, we got to get this money. Okay, you're going to pretend like you're a tech genius, Lori. And she's like, sustainability. I love sustainability and words. And you're going to present and I'm going to put together a vote and the Farnsworths are going to vote and we're going to get this money, honey. That's Lori to me. Lori gives me scam artist. I got to say it. I'm on one. Everything about her, I'm seeing a scammer on the corner trying to sell me CDs, you know, like they're just outside. They got a black plastic bag and they're like, oh, let me sell you these DVDs. You know, they come into the hair salon. They're selling you bootleg DVDs. That's Lori in the story. That's Lori in the story. She's bootlegging and she has actual people that are working, the Farnsworth family that's helping her do that. And that is why Eddie Farnsworth, who also votes to pass her resolution and also is of Terrell Farnsworth's family, camera guy, that's why he's going to get accused in the future. He makes tens of millions of dollars off of charter schools. There are all these articles. Look up Eddie Farnsworth and the charter school, and they all started saying, hey, he's scamming,
She
he's
is
taking all this
Mark.
government money. Like, this seems like their true family business. Make up something that you do, say it's important, get a bunch of money from the Department of Homeland Security, from the DOD, but in reality, it's like a political mafia working together to scam taxpayers. That's what he gets accused of, Eddie Farnsworth. That's what you got accused of. There's tons of articles. And crucially, the Boyers, the Farnsworth, the Franzfays, the Colbets, they're all just vibing around each other at all times. And what happens crucially is that Tyler Boyer is going to meet Charlie Kirk this year. It is still not clear to me how they met, but we can state that Tyler is the chairman at that time of the Maricopa County Republican Committee, and Eddie Farnsworth is on that committee, and David Farnsworth is on that committee. So here is Eddie Farnsworth on that committee, and yeah, you got the Farnsworth clan again. They grew up together. They're all Chandler, Arizona, went to the same high schools. Your mom, my dad. It's giving Mormon mafia, okay? And look up the Farnsworth family. They're a very powerful family in Mormon world.
They run it over there.
Roots down into Mexico. They've been around since day one of the LDS Mormon Church. I know that some people say it's now LDS. Forgive me for not being brushed up on that. Anyway, I just find it very interesting that Eddie Farnsworth is getting accused of robbing taxpayers to enrich himself. And we know that Erika's family is involved with charter schools. It's just kind of right in our face, I feel. In March, we know that Erika is going to begin dating somebody else. And his name is JT Massey. And he's a minor league baseball player. She's not dating nobodies. Okay. She wants to know what you're going to do. He's playing with the Colorado Rockies, and together they are going to try out for the Amazing Race. And I am going to let you listen to that. Erika is living and working in California, and he is living in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And here's a little bit of their tape.
Hi.
Hi.
Have you guys seen this?
I've lived in China. I've lived in Chongqing. I've been to Romania. I've been to Croatia. Lived in Puerto Rico for a little bit. Really handsome.
You look gorgeous. Are you fixing my... I got a little bacon. Babe, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage.
Sells.
Showcase it.
Sex sells, babe.
Sex sells. That's me.
That's against religion.
It's not. It's within the confines of marriage.
I don't... We need...
What? We're checking the line? Oh, okay. Checking the line. Roll camera one! Hi, I'm JT Massey. I'm 25 years old from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a minor league baseball player with the Colorado Rockies, and I'm going to be racing with my girlfriend.
Hi, I'm Erika Franzfay. I'm 25 years old from Scottsdale, Arizona, and I currently live in Venice, California.
So March 1st, we went on our first date.
Well, I got it wrong because I thought it was the day before, and I called him and I was like, hi, so I'm going to be running late for our date. And he's like, actually, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sitting at dinner with my dad in Arizona, and I'm like, did I mess up the date or what?
Is there really?
End up standing up from the table to call her, and she messed up the date.
I did. So we went to Maggiano's.
Yeah, it worked out.
It was good.
We went to Maggiano's. I picked her up. It was raining.
It was.
Kind of different night in Arizona, and picked her up at her house, and later met her mom on the first
Stayed the night a little.
Big deal for the
exciting
first
stuff.
night.
Yeah, not trying to scare her off or anything.
Yeah, I'm sure she did meet Lori. Lori's always lurking in the corner. I said Lori's a pusher.
She's a pusher.
And I want to be clear, nothing objectively bothers me about this. Like, yeah, I'm noticing the pattern that everybody's kind of famous, but nothing objectively bothers me about her joking around with her boyfriend, cute, hanging out, doing whatever. This is all actually normal for a 25-year-old girl, young woman. It's not what she's doing. It's what she's telling us that she did in the future. That is what is problematic. I want to make that clear over and over again. There's nothing wrong to me about them speaking back and forth, making jokes, trying to be funny. It's how she will pretend none of this ever happened when she hits the Christian button. The Christian button when she meets Charlie. That's what bothers me about this. And no one didn't date anybody. She really liked this guy, by the way. There's evidence that they were even engaged. And so her whole demeanor is just so different from the person that she becomes with Charlie. And we're supposed to believe that that's authentic. It's like you can become a godly woman and still have a personality and still have the person that we're seeing there. And yet everything is just so rehearsed and weird, and she can't get out a sentence without saying, this is what God ordained and I'm biblical. It's very strange. It actually feels haunted. Like it feels haunted to me. Anyway, I can also show you, because like I said, this was the year where she was just like, I got to get famous somehow. She also auditions for this show, which we think is Diane von Furstenberg had a show called House of DVF. It's fashion, which ran for 2 seasons from 2014 to 2015. And Erika auditions for that as well. Take a listen.
Tell me about your experiences in fashion.
I did not go to fashion school, but I am self-taught. So I graduated with political science and international relations. And although that background to some might seem a little bit foreign to the fashion world, I think that it's actually very helpful, because fashion is international and you have to understand people, because the consumer is what's buying your product. And if you are able to create a line or a brand that embodies international aspects, whether that be art, architecture, anything that's different with the fabrics and the feel of the brand and the line, that draws people.
She's so full of
for
crap.
me, I'm looking at this from a pragmatic business standpoint. Although I don't know how to sew and cut, I mean, I can sew a pillow together, but I can't take fabrics and create this couture dress. That's not me. But I'm able to see design. I'm able to pick up on certain things and be able to put things together. So for me, not necessarily having formal training, I would rather learn from people and individuals than from textbooks. I even had that life experience with my family. I come from a bloodline of entrepreneurs, and I learned from my mom, how to basically run a company. And that's how I was able to formulate my nonprofit. And that's what also made me change my major, because originally I was business.
She's just like, what do I have to be? I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to cut. I don't know. I don't even know about that. But like, I want to be on a show. Whether it's The Amazing Race, whether it's House of DVF, I don't know how these two things speak to each other. I want to be on a show. And again, she's 25 at this time. So, I mean, really, this is not her early 20s, right? This is actually like stuff that you might expect to see 18, 19, 20. This is a little further on, 25 years old. But this is who she was. This is who Erika was at this time. She was auditioning for everything. And eventually she's going to get the part for Charlie's wife. Also, I just want to honorably mention this because I'd like to track her, but in a look ahead post for 2014, she mentions on X that she's going to be again in Romania, in Laos, in Kazakhstan, in the Philippines, in Sweden. She says, okay, 2014, I see you. And then someone probably asked her where she was going to be in Sweden, and she replies to them. So did she go to all of those places? Maybe. We will see. Are we in 2014 into our timeline? Or are we saving that for next week? Or am I overtime right now? Okay, so we will probably
we get
have to
in
do
next
the rest,
week,
I see that
you
I'm going overtime
guys.
because I think I was in a mood today. I'd like to apologize. We'll be right back after.
Don't be sorry. We love it. She was on a tear. Right, Mark? She came. She wasn't nervous a bit. Not today, not a bit. She was happy to come on. Jeremy got her going, and Erika's life. Okay, so that tape of her talking about Charlie, it's called The Amazing Race Audition, you guys. I'm gonna have to look it up after this and look at it.
owing. Maybe you retired and suddenly got hit with a tax bill that you didn't expect, or you pulled money from your 401k or IRA early. Now the IRS wants its share. However your tax issue started, the outcome is the same. Your balance is not going down. Penalties grow, interest compounds, and many of you are about to owe again for this upcoming tax year with no plan in place. Well, stop what you're doing and call Tax Network USA. With over 15 years in business, there hasn't been a tax case that they have not been able to resolve. They specialize in tax controversies and help taxpayers nationwide get back on track by resolving back taxes and unfiled returns once and for all. So whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, their team has resolved over $1 billion in tax debt. They're offering a free investigative call with the IRS, and after that investigation, they put a clear plan in place to resolve your tax problem and get you back on track.
Battery
So do
went
not wait
dead.
for another IRS letter or a frozen bank account. Instead, call 866
I think I have it all squared away now.
1651 or visit
I think I need a new set of headphones, guys.
tnusa.com/Candace. That's tnusa.com/Candace.
Can you hear me now? Can you guys
Also,
hear
remind you guys
Candace?
about American financing, because have you looked at your credit card statements lately? You are working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas and things that you used to be able to afford. The banks are now charging you over 20% interest for the privilege.
You guys
of
can't hear
continuing.
me?
Think about that. It's designed to keep you underwater. American financing is doing something that these big banks hate. They are actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5s, and they're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity
I
to
think
wipe out at
these
high interest
batteries
debt.
are
The average
are
savings
about
is $800
These
a
are
month.
old
So
ones,
talk to one of
so-
their salary-based mortgage consultants. There are no
Okay.
upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you could be saving.
She mumbles
And if you start
good
today, you may
about
be able to
Charlie.
delay 2 mortgage payments. So call American Financing today.
You're good. Okay, cool. Can hear you fine. And you could hear Candace too now?
/Owens, AmericanFinancing.net
Sounded good. Perfect.
/Owens.
Thank you, guys.
You know, the word we used to use in the 90s is like shisty. Like Erika's mom is a shyster. I just feel it. I know it. I can see it. Like she's the one in the ear the whole time. Like, do this, like directing things to be done. Like just everything about Lori makes my skin crawl. And I am never going to miss
They all
the
do.
fact that we were shown all of these images of Lori on social media. And I felt like it was trying to seed us with the idea that Lori's just like at death's door. And I'm not sure how true that is, but I will wait for Erika to make a statement, because I see the trap of what they're doing. They want you to think something, and they're going to say, well, we never said that. We were just showing some curated images. And who's filming these images, by the way? Who's filming these images and choosing to post this onto social media, and why? What is driving that decision? These are the questions that I have when I look at the timeline that we have put together, and I see where Lori's got her sticky fingers in, and what Erika's doing, and how she'll do anything to like protect her mom. I don't like the vibes. The vibes are not vibing for me. I want to read you guys this comment. I think it was a comment that was from yesterday's episode. It was about Romania. I'm going to read this to you guys. It says, Candace, I'm from Romania, and this episode was extremely important to me because you talked about my country. I'm a living witness of the so-called 1989 revolution. I witnessed the horrid so-called trial of the Ceausescu couple, and I remember vividly how shocked we were when they executed them right on Christmas Day. I remember my mother saying, oh my God, this country will be cursed, and I will pray dearly for this murder, especially since it happened on Christmas Day. We are a Christian country, an Orthodox Christian country with a very faithful population. Their execution was absolutely horrific. They were old, close to 80 years old, and they should have at least let them die in prison instead of shooting them like animals. The cruelty of that killing has haunted our country for years. General Gika Popa committed suicide right after being forced to sentence them to death by firing squad. 3 months after the execution, he shot himself in the head in his office at the Ministry of National Defense, leaving a note stating that he couldn't live with the guilt anymore. Here in my country, we all know now that this was not our revolution. It was actually orchestrated from the outside by those globalist Illuminati who pushed Soros into Romania right as the revolution ended. They pushed all of these horrors, the child trafficking, the sex trafficking, Epstein horrors, etc. We have been cursed with corrupt, treacherous leaders ever since. We never wanted to join the EU. We never wanted American military bases on our soil, and we never wanted our money sent to Ukraine. In 2024, 35 years after the revolution, we finally had a chance for an amazing sovereign leader, Kalin Georgescu, and he won the elections with an outstanding number of votes, but these globalist lefties censored the results and declared them null. I remember that. So here we are, led by illegitimate clowns. I don't know whether Erika really helped with child trafficking or not, but I definitely want to know the truth. You are my favorite podcaster ever. I've been watching you since long before Charlie was shot. I used to watch both you and Charlie and admire your intelligence and the purity of your hearts. I was completely devastated when he got shot. I watched his execution online. I will never unsee it. I cried like my own brother had died. I cried for weeks. I mourned him for months. And I was even upset with God for allowing such a horrid, evil event to happen to such a dear Christian. I hope and pray that God helps you uncover the truth. I hope we'll eventually find out who killed Charlie Kirk, that sweet angel of a human being. And I am totally invested in finding out who Erika really is. Truth shall always prevail. Charlie was so innocent, he never imagined what Trump would be capable of doing. And here we are, Operation Epic Fury. Old men, old farts who've lived their lives are sending young men to die for nothing in a stupid war. Lord have mercy. Please, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, don't leave us in the hands of these devils. And please take care of Charlie in heaven. Keep up the good work, Candace. My mom refers to you as that gorgeous Black journalist girl. She doesn't know your name and she doesn't speak English.
Aw.
That is very, very sweet of you. And to your mother as well. And I don't know any Romanian words other than da. That's it. That's all I got. But you are correct. I do know what happened there. And that's the point I was making yesterday is I'm not arguing for communism or crony capitalism. I'm saying it's the same people at the top and they did to Romania what they've done to many countries in the East. It's just a fact. I mean, we were behind the Yugoslav wars, what happened in Bosnia. And it's just you take a look at the picture and it's always the same. We're sending over protesters. They're honestly probably some of these CIA Mormon missions, because I know Tyler went to Russia for 2 years, and someone in Russia told me that he got kicked out for like spying, but I don't know if it's true, whether he was using a different name. It's a narrative that I am prodding, but he did do his mission for 2 years in Russia. He's fluent in Russian, and there's a lot of evidence that Charlie is working, Tyler, is working with the deep state, and that is very clear to me, and the same can be said, obviously, for Erika. We are looking at evidence that she is not at all who she claims to be. To me, she appears to be brainwashed. It's like she's sleepwalking. And that's why there's a part of me that wants to shake her. It's like seeing someone sleepwalking and you're going, what happened to you? What program were you in? Why are you like this? You can't just keep saying words and expect nobody to listen to the words and put together a series and a timeline to figure out whether any of these words have meaning. And thus far, they do not. Top comment from yesterday's episode as well. I love this. This is so funny. Lori can do anything but write down Erika's correct date of birth. She's the most high-tech person in the entire world, but man, those divorce docs had her tripped up. She was like, oh, 22 or 20. Actually, she was very clear. She wrote it and she said it was 22. Yeah, apparently we're supposed to just believe it was just one very long, multi-year mistake. Tree Love Maya writes, you are not only unraveling Charlie's death, but you are also unraveling the whole system. Stay safe, please. I mean, we have to all wake up to it. I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of the same story. I'm sick of the same demons that are the occultists that are running the world and making us think that it's either communism or crony capitalism. And what she said is true. They went in there, they took all of Romania's natural resources and they divided it up. And they steal it from themselves and then they sell it to us and say, you can work for a living and maybe one day own a piece of what we have stolen. Yep. That's how it works. That's what we're speaking about when we talk about the globalists that are in power, who also happen to be into kids. Yeah, I don't like space programs on the basis of all of the research I have done.
Space is fake and gay.
Also remind you guys that tomorrow we have book club. We also have merch available on the website. If you'd like to join the book club, it is not too late. I normally have the book sitting right here. I do not, but it is, we're reading Nicholas Hager. Why do I never remember book titles? It's actually really weird. Like, why can't I remember? Yeah, but isn't that kind of weird, Skylar, that I can never remember it? Like, it's just like, it is just a blank, it's always a blank slate in my mind when I think of a book title. I guess you don't read it a ton of times over and over again. Anyways, The Secret Founding of America by Nicholas Hager. If you want to join the book club, head to CandaceOwens.com. Stick around, buy some merch, and you can support the show, support independent journalism, support the few out there that are telling you the truth and how it all works. And it is sadistic and it is wrong, but also we are winning. That's another thing. They hate our success. The attacks are nonstop, but it is falling on deaf ears. It doesn't matter how much they can control and try to create the illusion that they hold popular perspectives. The people honestly have woken up, and we recognize that there are a few of them and they have a lot of power, but not enough to stop what appears to be an awakening all across the globe. And so I'm proud if I can play even a small part in that. And to the people that I look up to, like Tucker Carlson, who is just, I mean, he is really stepping up right now. Please keep him in your prayers. Okay, a couple more comments before we jump off air. Amy Loves Music writes, Candace, I know that you are doing this out of love for a friend and brother. I am sorry for the backlash. I wish people would just hush up and listen to what you are saying. I'm also sorry for your loss of a true friend. Also, do you think Erika Kirk was conditioned from birth? And is there any truth that Charlie's sister, Mary, said that the Valentine letter was not in Charlie's handwriting? I did not see that story at all. I don't know who put that out there. I could tell you, I don't even know what Valentine letter we're talking about, but I obviously have Charlie's handwriting because he used to write down his goals. Like he had this thing where he always wanted to write down goals, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, talking about what he wanted to accomplish. So I haven't seen that. I can look into it. I do sense that she was conditioned from birth. I think that's natural. If Lori was in her life, that's a very fair assumption. There is something wicked about Lori, and Erika is emotionally attached to her. It is my opinion that Lori has proven to be a scam artist. I can't make out what she does. There's no reason to have that many LLCs and to be working with people who have been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. So yeah, that it's my opinion on the basis of what we've uncovered. And we might only have one episode left of this series on Monday.
Only one.
Kind of pull it all together for you, maybe 2 at most. But we're now getting to how, when, where, why Erika met Charlie. So maybe 2 more episodes, maybe Monday and Tuesday of next week. The One You Feed, thank you for that donation, by the way, to all of you. Amy Loves Music and CeeLo, and The One You Feed writes, the reason Erika is advertising an obvious phony and performative persona is to instill learned helplessness. It's part of her master's plan and on purpose, but it's failed. So why are we doing this anymore? Like, okay, you tried to buy it. You can't, it's not for sale. And it's like, now they're the person arguing at the store that's like, okay, but like, what about the one that's on the mannequin? And it's like, okay, but like, it's not for sale. Like, it's like, you can't buy this. It's not for sale. And Turning Point's like, but we can buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but you can't. Like, the public is saying no. What's going to happen? We've said no. We don't believe you. We don't accept this. We don't think you're carrying on Charlie's legacy. Do they just go through the motions? Like, how does that not drive them crazy? Like, don't just wake up every day and go like, I'm a fraud. I'm a whole fraud. Isn't that how they must be feeling every day? How do people live like this? How do you live waking up every day aware of what you are? I think about this. I also think about like Dan Flood, right? Who was offered a raise at Turning Point USA after. And it's like, man, you were by this guy every day and he trusted you. How do you do it? Like, how do you pass a mirror? You know, how do you go by a mirror? Do you own any mirrors anymore? Do all these people just remove all the mirrors from their homes so they don't have to look at themselves and like acknowledge the thing? Or are they hybrids? Are they actually like robots? Was David Icke right? Or is this the reptilian race? Are they even human? Is that why it's so easy and they just keep on going? I don't know. I really don't know anymore. I actually hope he's right. I hope he's right, because to accept that this is the condition of humanity is too sad. I hope it's like, oh, okay, it makes perfect sense. It's a droid, plugs in at night, charges. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's why they're not feeling anything. I really am on one today. Tempo Brew writes, I have figured out part of the mystery. Charlie slept in Gigi's room the night before because Erika can't even lie in bed straight. Very, very funny.
That's a good one.
Very, very funny. Yeah, it's a lie. She ain't lying straight. That's for sure. Klaus writes, I was watching Barron Live last night when your text came through regarding Lombardi. It seems like Lori is the real person of interest. I'm watching this alongside 70,000 plus people each day, and it's unreal. Thank you, and go Max. Yeah, I did. I couldn't sign up for some reason on Barron's thing, so I spent really good money to say something. I just gave him a huge tip on YouTube, and then I was like, but they didn't give me enough characters to write. So then I just was like, check your text was all I wrote, and then I wrote him some interesting things about Lori since he's been helping so much in the investigation. Also, shout out to the other creators. Coach Colin, my husband was cracking up the other day because he showed me this clip of you where I didn't know this was a thing, but they say that what Coach Colin started this thing where like if my hair's back in a bun, slicked back, it means I'm ready to do battle. Ready.
She
to do
said
battle.
Coach Colin,
he
guys.
looks
That's
for
who
the
you
marker
guys
of me
listen
wearing my
to.
hair in a low bun, and he's kind of right. I didn't even realize that I do that. I think it is. I am. He's like, oh, it's going to be a good episode. And my husband showed me the clip. I wanted to let you know that it made me chuckle. Also, I absolutely love Lionel's channel as well. I am a huge fan. There's just something about him that just gives me the vibe. You know, I was really close with my granddad, and like he's first off, he has an extensive vocabulary, not a Lori vocabulary. He actually makes sense. He's formerly a prosecutor. I don't know if we can pull up his channel. It's Lionel Media.
I love Lionel.
All of these YouTubers, just so you guys know, I love watching your stuff, and I don't shout you guys out nearly enough for how much you make me or my husband laugh. But the hair conspiracy, I'm a subscriber, Coach Colin. I do believe that I'm putting my hair in a low bun when I really want to do battle. I'll be like, just put it in a bun. So when I want to do real hood rat stuff with my friends, that's what I do.
Funny.
Yep, that's Lionel Nation. That's another fantastic channel. And he's just very funny, and it's great. So anyways, just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys, and that I see your stuff, and sometimes I just forget to comment on it, that you do bring joy into my household, and I do jump on their streams a lot, and they're putting in a lot of work. I mean, Baron's doing 3-hour episodes.
He's so long.
That's a lot.
That's
and,
crazy.
Putting a lot on the line while being attacked all the time. So it's
All
good
the
to
time.
see new energy breathing in, independent podcasting, that is, filling the void left by our fake news media and our super fake news president, who is allowing himself to fall on the occult sword, so to speak. These people who are occultists and seek to harm children are now the very people that Trump seems to be.
Who's going to tell
hell-bent on
Candace Trump
defending.
harmed children?
We're going to win, though. I keep telling you guys this. We are going to win. We have already won. Christ is king, and it drives them crazy. It's inevitable. It's all inevitable. Anyway, we will see you guys on Monday.
Bye, Candace. We all love you. Do you guys think, so Maggie was asking, do you think Candace will still carry on the series? I'm wondering what if she's had any new information come in, and she's been busy with this, so I don't know if there's some things stacked up she might say, but my guess is she'll have to pivot and just do things as it comes up, because I think right now it seems like the creators are digging deeper into some things, but it's all just digging deeper into what we already have, and nothing new. So, yeah. How do you feel about that? It's slowing down. Seems like it's slowing down a little bit. So as she was talking about Erika, do you think she feels like about Erika the way I feel about Ivanka? You know how I was saying, like, I feel like there's a spot in my heart that feels tender for Ivanka, because I don't know, I feel like she's been indoctrinated, and like she's just stuck and trapped. Like, that's just my feeling. Let's see what you say. Coach, just 3 hours. Does Coach go 3 hours? That's a really long time. That's a long time to carry an entire show. And I love that people can do that. And I'm building up my stamina to be able to sustain that. But yeah, Lionel is funny. Wait, 3 hours isn't enough? Or what with the Charlie Kirk thing? Lionel, let's see. I love Lionel. Sometimes it feels like he has inside. Yeah, I wonder that too. I've wondered if he talks to Candace. Well, they all do. They text. Sometime someone's going to talk about mine. Good question, Mags. I don't like it. What don't you like? Yes. All these people are victims. Yeah. The daughter. Yes, exactly. I pulled up a video. I'll show you guys what I was talking about earlier about Ivanka being, you know how Trump's been sick with Ivanka, talking about how he would sleep with her and he sexualized his own daughter. I can't even imagine. And I've seen clips with her uncomfortable face, like, when they, zoom in on her face, it looks awkward and uncomfortable. Let's see, Mark. If Erika is putting children in harm's way, I don't have. Yes. I mean, at that point, you're sick, and I don't think. But I wonder, because I feel like Candace talks about Erika in those terms as like she's brainwashed, she's a zombie, she's like not there. And I know that Candace holds people responsible no matter what. But I wonder if there's a part of her that. And especially because it was Charlie's wife, like from the beginning, when she met with Erika, I'm like, oh no. I don't know if you guys have seen my old posts about it, but I'm like, I feel like she could be very easily manipulated. And she was, like, come to find out, like they did manipulate her because of her love for Charlie. Yeah. Barron still hasn't revealed the Fort Huachuca photos. Wouldn't it be cool to do a field trip to one of these places? Like everybody like meet up. I mean, they turn from victims to perps, but it's because hurt people hurt people. Yeah, and it's a whole other level when they're, of malevolence when they're trafficking children, to that. But yeah, because we all have that conscience in us and that spirit within us to let us know and to ping us, hey, this might not be right. I'm still like, I need to know more about how she has led to Kirk's death. Yeah. So when I was talking to Lisa Noel yesterday, I was talking about, it takes a lot of work to do the wrong thing. Like if you think about it, it's not hard to do the right thing. Like just do the right thing. It's not hard. It's harder to do this and to live this way. Like it takes a lot of work to do bad things and to maintain that. But anyway, I don't know. My guess is she's going to start doing something else and just cover Charlie as new things come in, because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of new information that we're getting. But check this video out. Let me see. Did I click out of it? I think I clicked out of it. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully this gets bigger to where this isn't a great video, but let's see. Let's see what we do. Share this one instead. Okay. Gosh, I wish I could make this bigger. How? Okay. But maybe just listen real carefully, watch. I mean, I'll find a better one for you. Why don't I have sound? Okay, stop sharing. Oh, let me find a different one. Share screen. This Instagram. Okay, maybe that's why. No. Okay. No, I can't click at this. I'll have to find it for you guys and play it another time because I'm not getting there the way that I want to. Old video of Trump showing her. Let me see if this is it. Oh, this might be it. Let me do this. Hopefully this is a good one. Okay, let's see. Expand.
Years. It's a little time capsule.
Okay, watch.
One of you sent me this video of Ivanka Trump for a documentary. She is showing someone around her childhood bedroom, and things get pretty interesting. I'm body language expert and behavior analyst Tracy Brown. Take a look at this and stay tuned for my analysis.
Okay, this is a room that nobody's probably walked into for the past 10 plus years. It's a little time capsule, if you notice by the Madonna clock and my interesting attempt at color painting, the homage to Poison and Motley Crue, the 90210 posters, little, I think they were trading cards that were stickers, and the Bon Jovi sort of wall. This was my bed. It's a little small for me now. Probably why I don't stay in here anymore, but yeah.
And what floor are we on?
We are on the 68th floor. Not a bad view to wake up to.
All right, she seems totally happy, like getting into these memories in this time capsule, Bon Jovi and Poison. And then when things change is when she's getting into the memories of her bed. And all of a sudden she goes from, actually, you know what? Let me take that back. It's not all of a sudden, because if it was all of a sudden, I would be suspicious. But she slowly goes into a great deal of sadness. Now, it starts with disappointment, where she puts her lips to the side like that. That's disappointment. And then she's looking down and she's getting into her feelings. Okay, so there's something not right about what's going on in that bed. Even her voice changes. Like, you think she's gonna cry, like if you don't have a trained ear. That's actually not what it is. It's called vocal fry. Okay, and so that's when she may be trying to, like a lot of times that happens when people are trying to be cool, but here I think it's more like approaching sadness, and she pulls back from it. So something is really not right in this situation, and then she changes it. She's like, this was the 68th floor. And then she goes right back into smiling again. So lie heaviness there. Remember, body language tells you what's on someone's mind. It doesn't tell you why. What do you think that she would have this level of upset about? Put it in the comments. When you want to know more, I want you to sign up for my news.
Yeah, so there are some better videos. Okay, Jamie, this is breaking news. Epstein Island is being swarmed by police tonight. Where'd you see that? Hilux shampoo. Haven't seen you here before, I think. Welcome. Please hit the subscribe and the thumbs up and all that. Let's see. Are they saying why they're at the island? Where did you hear that, Jamie? Stefan, in some sense, but evil pursue and try to tempt and seduce good does not. You have to actively pursue good. Let me think about that for a second. In some sense, but evil pursues. It does. No. I would disagree. Evil does. But so does good. I would have to say, in my experience, God pursues you. Good pursues you. And I know that from my own life because I lived some type of way. It was my childhood and bringing up was not good. And I was in survival mode for a very long time. And I only tell you that just to give credence to what I'm saying. But there was always nudges. There was always a tug, it was easy to ignore for a time, but yeah, there was always that tug that's like, no, come this way. And you have to work to push that out. And at the time, so like if you think about in biblical times or, Pharaoh, so he had chance after chance after chance. And then he turned it down time and time again. And it hardened his heart for the next time, for the next message to come in, for the next nudge, for the next tug to come this way, do a better thing, make a better choice. And each time he didn't, it hardened his heart and it deafened him. And and that happens. It's like, you know, you can harden your heart against truth and close that out. So let's see, what's letters say? Great, raid the island years after. Yeah. I'm wanting to know what they find out at Zorro Ranch. Yeah, odd for sure. Jeff Bruce, it's not odd to be expected now, Trump. And you're high, letters? What are you high on? You said you're high AF. What are you doing over there? Now Trump can pretend. He didn't. Yeah. It's all theater, all this. I feel like more so than ever with Trump in office because, you know, he's been in reality TV. Mark, you're right. Good does pursue you and guides you to the path it does. It does. And you can harden yourself to it for sure. And something, let me think. TMZ reporting, so consider the sort. Oh yeah. TMZ. They are bought and paid for too. God gives you opportunities to do good, yes, but I don't know if I would call it pursuing, tempted. No, it's not seducing or tempting. No, not at all. Like it's the nudge. It's the good thoughts. It's the like, no, come over here. It's really gentle, and not pushy and not imposing. I would say in my experience, it's a very gentle, like, come this way. Don't do that. Yeah. You're joking. You no, and I'm sorry. If that's true, I'm so sorry for you because that's rough. Please say that's not true. But we love you, Letters. How's the home life? Letters has been homeless on and off, I think, for some time, at least since he's been here. We've heard that. So I think of you. Sorry, Mom. Please say you're joking. You guys, I do pray for you, for everyone here whenever I'm praying, and I say, please, love and protect and look after the people that are in my sphere. And I'm sorry. I'll tell you guys about my journey through that at some point. But you take care. I appreciate everybody being here, and I appreciate you paying. I said earlier, you pay me with your time and your attention and your consideration, and I appreciate it. And I love being here with you guys. I can't commit to tomorrow. If I do come in, it will be a surprise. I do have some things going on, and I hadn't planned on doing a live tomorrow, so I don't know if I will get to that point tomorrow. But if not, Candace is coming on Monday. Usually I've been doing Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and some Fridays, but we'll see how that pans out. Let's see the direction that it goes. I've been just doing this, taking steps at a time as I get a feel for it and learn what's going on. But take care, Letters. Yes, thank you all so much. And then so we'll see. And then, but since Candace will be here, I don't want to miss it with you guys because I just love watching with you guys. And it's a fun chat time. How long? Let's see. So I really back in April, I started doing some posts. It was not lives. I didn't do lives. I would just make videos. I did one live stream. I can't remember the date. I think it was August. I don't know. I did a live with somebody, and then it was unrelated to Candace and that. But then after Charlie Kirk and Candace started doing these, and I started thinking, I can't talk to people in the chat on Candace's, hey, let's do a watch party. That would be fun. So it's just been recently that I've been doing lives, and and that. So, but technically, really, I had my YouTube channel and it was just family. Like I had just literally our handful of family members on it. It was just for our private family stuff. And then, so yeah, technically like 11 months but really active and doing lives, very short time, probably as long as she's been doing this series or just right afterward. So yeah. And I'm enjoying it. I'll tell you, I was thinking about like if I did do Friday, like to tell you more of that, because I told you guys the other day that I had to quit my job and I was terrified, but then I had another dream and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. But anyways, thank you. Thanks. It's my jacket. This is my casual jacket. When I don't know what else to wear. Yeah. Paint. You need more exposure, but this small a community is fun. It is fun. And it's been at a nice steady pace to where I don't get scared and want to be like, oh, I can't do this. So yes, more exposure and more experience. And I'm just trusting that pace is exactly what I need and exactly what we need. And I love that we can sit here and chat like this. And I can see you guys in the chat. So yeah, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Oh, and then Mark, you were here when I got the news that I was monetized. So that was a big milestone and it's fun. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I'll see you next time. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be Monday. Bye.
This is a better life, from scars to stars, from pain to bulletproof. Teresa, better life, a better life with you. Talking news, pop culture life, love and scandal, heart to heart. Teresa, better life. Real is where the reset starts. No playing small. We rise, we fall. We laugh, we do it all. A better life is one brave call. Teresa, better life. Let's build a better